So good morning, my beautiful people. How are we doing this morning? Guys, it's your boy, Big Ghost Rider. You know what I'm saying? Cruising with Ghost Rider. Well, we on episode number 49. You know, ever since we stopped the We the People tour, we've been cruising with Ghost Rider. So we on episode number 49. I would like to welcome all you guys to Legal Wars Live. That beautiful scene you just seen is the Hudson Valley up here in the New York metropolitan area. Well, this morning, guys, we're going to be talking about the government shutdown. You know what I'm saying? I know this is a conversation that we've had before, but we're going to have it again today. Maybe we could be more descriptive with the details. It is concerning the funding of DHS and ICE. So, Donnie, y'all, good morning. Montan, good morning. What I wanted to say this morning, I wanted to start off with the timeline. That's how I'm going to start off with the government shutdown, because it's the Democrats who are creating a partial government shutdown. It's not a shutdown of the entire government. It's just a shutdown of the funding of DHS, okay, over ICE. The Democrats want ICE to have body cameras, and they want to have name tags like every other police officer. What you guys think about that? That's what we're going to start off this morning. Okay, Donnie? The Democrats, the government shutdown, and it's over name tags and wearing body cameras. ICE, like every other officer. If you guys haven't liked the video, I want y'all to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell. But before I get into a news story, I'm going to talk about the comeback of the Democrats. Now, if you're a Republican, you could take this the wrong way. You could start pouting and saying, hey, he's a Democrat. Or you could listen to what I'm saying. You could pick out the wisdom or the helpful parts, and you can apply it to the situation. Whatever you are, wherever you stand as a Republican, it's constructive. I'm an independent. Okay? Now, I want to talk about the timeline starting in the summer of 2024. So if some of you guys, if y'all's kind of old, y'all don't know what time I'm talking about. I'm talking about prior to the election. Okay? Summer of 2024, you have a debate. President Biden, I don't know, it was probably about a month's time, Donnie. You could probably Google me and see if I'm wrong or right on this. But President Biden, he has a debate against President Trump, okay? In that debate, President Trump, he beat him pretty badly, just to make a long story short. During that time, we see President Biden, he's stumbling out of Air Force One. You know what I'm saying? We just see some disturbing things from him to make us think he's too old to be president. Long story short, you insert VP Harris. The assassination attempt on President Trump, I want to say that's big because that's a turning point. At that point, I knew President Trump had the leg up, okay? At this point, President Trump, guys, he's running for, I'm saying pre-election, President Trump was trying not to go to jail. Let's be real. I'm saying whether you're a Republican, an independent, or a Democrat, you know, and I know, and we all know, if President Trump did not win that election, he was going to go to jail. Now, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, is particularly evident. Some people say the Republicans going to say the Democrats weaponized the Justice Department. If you ask President Trump, he would think that was a joke if you did not agree that the Democrats weaponized the Justice Department against him. Y'all jump down in the comments and let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think the Democrats weaponized the Justice Department against President Trump? Or do you think President Trump was really guilty of exciting a riot and doing other things that he was charged with. He's like a convict or a crook. I guess it depends on what side of the law you on, either or. I'm saying at that time, the Democrats in 2024, what would you be first and foremost focused on doing, Donnie? That's the question. In 2024, if I'm the Democratic Party, what's my primary focus? My primary focus is winning an election. I don't think the Democrats' primary focus was winning elections. I think their primary focus was getting rid of Trump. Maybe they were focused on beating Trump, but I mean, just what's the chances is that in the year you're trying to prosecute him, you have a candidate that's too old, and it's evident to the American people that he's too old to finish that campaign. It's just a bad turn for the Democrats. But the results of that, we could fast forward now to November of 2024, and President Trump is elected the new president of the United States. He's number 47. After that election, and not really prior to that election, but I would say after that election, November 5th, and the days and weeks to follow, I don't know if you guys remember, but Ghostwriter remember, the Democrats were defeated. Do y'all remember that? Donnie, y'all remember that? Anybody remember that? The Democrats felt defeated. I'm talking about, I consume a lot of social media. I consume a lot of legacy media. At that time, I know that I was hearing from a lot of sources on the legacy media that the Democrats, they didn't have a message. I mean, I guess that happens if anybody loses, right? When you're sports too, you see your sports team. If you winning, it's all good. Even in personal with us in our personal lives. When we winning and we up, we happy. Everything's good. When we start losing, if it's people's around, the blame starts flying. That's what happened with the Democratic Party. But I'm saying they felt super defeated, Donnie. Super defeated. Because they, instead of trying to win an election, they put stock in defeating President Trump. Now, moving forward, Democrats don't have a message. December comes, President Trump comes in with a bold agenda, $1 trillion executive orders. I say you get about February. February comes, okay? So we're February 2025. In February of 2025, guys, I have a question for y'all. What does President Trump's immigration policy mean to you? We heard Hillary Clinton just recently, while she was overseas, make a comment about immigration getting out of control in the United States. Even the Democrats eventually. See, I'm an independent. I told you I'm not a Democrat. Eventually, the Democrats are going to have to come to their senses and admit that immigration was out of control. Point blank, period. That's what I'm saying. If y'all let me litigate my case, I'm going to litigate. One in the U.S. Court of Appeals, okay? I'm just doing it in politics. I'm giving y'all a timeline. President Trump has won the election. He's 47. The Democrats feel defeated. In February 2025, I'm talking about prior to the Fighting Oligarchy tour that Bernie Sanders and AOC went on. That's when the comeback of the Democrats started. But I'm talking about February of 2025, the majority of Americans are in favor of deportations and legal immigration and getting out all of the dangerous criminals. The majority of Americans are in favor of that. Well, tell me what have I said wrong so far, guys? You feel me? So I'm saying we keep moving forward, and we go into July, and we have a little unrest in Los Angeles, and President Trump, he sends some troops, or should I say a little prior to July, we have a little unrest in Los Angeles, and President Trump sends troops out there. And I think at the point in when he sent troops to Los Angeles, to me, he went on a little tangent. Tell me if y'all think I'm wrong. So after he sends troops to Los Angeles, now President Trump, he's just trying to stomp on all the Democrats he can, the Democratic opposition, this terrorist, leftist, Antifa movement that's trying to get him and been trying to get him. He's trying to stump him. He's going after Harvard. I'm saying he's sending troops to their cities. He's threatening Chicago. He's threatening Seattle. And then I'm saying from that true threat situation, in my opinion, that's when ICE was born. Y'all feel me? Y'all following my timeline? I'm saying all this. I'm not boring you. If you guys are at work or something, whatever you're doing, if you just listen to me, we're going to get to the point to where I get you on, not get hyped up and say something. You know what I'm saying? So we getting to the point now, guys, of where President Trump, he kind of backed down with the troops, but because of that big, beautiful bill where he got so much money that was spent for ICE, I'm saying that bill gave ICE unprecedented amounts of money. You see what I'm saying? For spending and funding, and they started building up and they started hiring agents and they started throwing them out there and they weren't trained. And President Trump was getting sued for having troops in people's cities. So his main focus, in his opinion, was immigration. So President Trump looked at the numbers, and at that time, we looking at summer of 2025, his numbers were positive on immigration. So I'm saying President Trump, he spent all this money on ICE. He got an agenda, a personal agenda against the Democrats, in which he's got a list of Democrats that he wants to get back. And then he thinks that Democrats are like terrorists or something. Some Democrats are liberals, left-wingers. So he want to get after them. So ICE is his army. And that's where we start at today. You see what I'm saying? We looking at about November of 2025 is when we start. Okay, guys? If y'all haven't liked the video, I ask that y'all double tap the video for me. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit the notification bell. President Trump's crackdown on the Democratic cities. It all started, guys. Listen to me. I gave y'all the timeline. Summer of 2025, it was pretty good for President Trump and the American people. I'm focused on the American people, the majority of them, how they feel about his immigration. That's one of the main issues that got him elected. Tell me what I'm saying wrong. People was good on his immigration policies. But I'm saying that troop buildup, that's when it started. He started targeting Democratic cities. And then, because ICE had a lot of money and they were building up and they were getting money. I don't know if it was part of his plans. It was part of Project 2025. I'm saying, but that's the crackdown on Democratic cities. You had a situation with some fraud and some Somalians. So President Trump felt like Minneapolis was a good place to make an example. And he had ICE. He learned from using troops before, so he decided not to use troops. He didn't want to get in trouble with the courts. He was losing them court cases, so he had ICE. And he gonna go in there and get after the Democrats under the cover of immigration enforcement. Of course, we know the killings of Renee and Ellis Pretti, and we could discuss all of that in detail if you guys want to, as it pertains to this government shutdown and the Democrats winning the argument. Because today, we have the second shutdown of the government under the Trump administration, although the Democrats were merciful. You don't understand how government works. Congress funds the government. So the Democrats and all of the members of the House of Representatives have a voice or a vote. Their vote represents their congressional districts, which is supposed to in turn represent our voice. You understand that? So what I'm trying to tell you guys is the Democrats have stood up against Secretary Kristi Noem, has stood up against the Department of Homeland Security and against ICE, and they said we're not funding them because they got to make changes. They need body cameras, number one, and name tags, number two, like every other police officer. That's where we start with the Hill. This story was published on February the 17th. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said Sunday that Democrats' demands for reforming the Department of Homeland Security are common sense, just one day after funding for the department ran out. We need mask off. Excuse me, I didn't say that. According to the Democrats, Chuck Schumer, I'm sure Leader Jeffries, they saying they want to get these masks off these ICE agents. Y'all jump down in the comments. Tell me what y'all think. Republicans, independents, Democrats, it don't matter. Let's have the conversation. Should ICE be forced to take the mask off? Chuck Schumer said we need cameras on. Should they be forced to turn the cameras on? And we need every police, every immigration and custom enforcement officer, ICE, to be identified. Schumer told CNN's Jake Tapper on State of the Union. So that's why funding DHS. Listen, I gave y'all that timeline. And I know you guys aren't political strategists, or y'all probably don't look as deep and think in political terms as me, but I'm sure that's why y'all tuned in right now. So I'm going to share this with you guys. Bless y'all with this. Like, to think in any kind of political situation where you are winning an argument. President Trump was absolutely winning. I'm not saying he was elected on immigration, guys. I'm sure he was elected largely in part on the economy, but in other words, or in other senses, or on other things, immigration was part of the reason. The American people, if you looked at all the polls prior to the summer of 2025, that's months after he was elected. We did a live stream on this. That's why I'm not trying to recover the same material. We talking about a government shutdown today. But what I'm saying prior to that election, prior to the summer, I'm saying the American people are largely in part in favor of his immigration policy. Healthcare. You guys saw that government shutdown with healthcare. Do you think the Democrats won that argument? Let's see. How much are your health care bills? How much are your health care bills prior to the Democrats having that argument, and how much are they now? We don't talk about that. But that's facts. Tell me where I'm wrong. How did Democrats lose the argument? Who's in control of every branch of the government? That's number two. That's most people. That's most analysts, number one. But that's ghost number two. Because I focus mainly on the voters and what it make the voters feel. And if their health care bills are higher and the Democrats are arguing for them to be lower, then who won the argument amongst the American people? That matters in November. But we ain't going to get off subject. Excuse me. Let's stay where we at. And I'm talking about, if we talking about immigration and where it stands today, with Chuck Schumer saying that y'all need the mask off. No more mask. You need body cameras. You need name tags. Just like every other police agency. And if you cannot do that, then we will not fund you. And I'm saying, taking that into consideration, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at a poll on immigration today. Let's look up at a poll on President Trump's immigration policy today, guys. As of February 2026, recent polling indicates, this is according to artificial intelligence, it's on AI mode. Recent polling indicates a significant decline in public approval for President Trump's immigration policies, primarily driven by a backlash against aggressive enforcement tactics in U.S. cities. I know we talked about this, but this is what Ghost is talking about today. This is what's different today, is because the government shut down the elections and the Democrats. And what's the surgery as far as the analysis, in my opinion, I'm doing surgery with this analysis, what I'm trying to say. That part of it is how President Trump had a lead, how the Democrats felt so defeated. In November of 2024, President Trump had overcome, he defied the odds like a magician. He overcame prison. He overcame assassination. He had the Democrats feeling like it was over. I turned on legacy media. I heard those liberals, we don't have a message. The Democrats, we don't have a message. I don't know how we ever go win. You win like you always been doing. They called Bernie Sanders and they got on the same message they were, people power. So as they were getting back to it and Gavin Newsom came out fighting, what I'm trying to focus on, the surgery of the analysis, is how you got to lead with the voters that much and that good and that big. And I'm talking about within 6 months. You have like 80% approval on policies that he has as far as immigration enforcement. And recent national polls show Trump's handling of immigration has reached record lows for his second term. Overall approval on immigration now stands between 38 and 41%. And that's according to Reuters and Quinnipiac. This is a sharp drop from early 2025 when his approval was nearly 50%. And that's saying that approval nearly 50% is being modest. His approval was higher than 50%. If you look at the Fox polls, or if you look at some of the different polls, I got to look and think of some polls, but I looked at him. His approval rating was way higher than 50. It was around 55 or 60. Enforcement tactics, roughly 60 to 65% of Americans believe U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, has gone too far in its recent crackdown. 60 to 65%, you say, who win in the argument with the Democratic shutdown? Chuck Schumer, shut it down. Keep it shut down until they do what you asked them to do. President Trump, you lost the power. The power is with the people. He had the people, he had the power. But he lost the power. And now 60 to 65% Americans believe U.S. immigration and customs has gone too far. Public safety perception, a majority. 51 to 62% believe the administration's current approach to immigration is making the country less safe. Isn't it about the majority in America? Isn't this a representative democracy? Don't we have a voice? So now Chuck Schumer says to Jake Tapper on CNN, these are common sense proposals. They're supported by the American people. So I'm asking y'all today, do y'all support ICE taking their mask off, turning on body cameras, no walking around the walking, listen, in the killing of Renee Good, okay, he's got a camera. He don't have no body camera. Where your body camera at? Like all the other cops, the regular cops, where your body camera at? You ain't got no body camera. That's part of the reason probably why the truck was moving and he walked in front of the truck, because he's trying to film with a regular camera. So body cameras, are y'all in favor of ICE having body cameras? That's the question this morning. Taking off the mask and to be identified. That's only three things they asking. And the Democrats said until then, nah, we can't fund we can't fund DHS. You say the TA, let's keep on reading. We gonna see, you know. He says in the last few weeks, DHS has been mired in controversy over President Trump's strict immigration agenda. Fury directed at the department, which houses ICE and Customs and Border Protection. Don't get me started on the Border Protection. Where my boy Gomer Powell at? Hey, listen, President Trump and them, they went and hid Gomer Powell. Hey, Donnie, y'all remember when your boy Big Ghost said, we got to fire Gomer Powell? I wish Smashing and them was in there. It's a little too early for him. Left. Y'all remember Gomer Powell? Left, right, left. You know what I'm saying? Oh, goofy dude. We say he got to fire Gomer Powell. It's like the next day, President Trump and them must have been listening to us. Gomer Powell was up out of there. He gone. Good thing. I'm saying, Tom Homan, you bring somebody with some real experience who got a little bit or some real respect, but especially before the money bag situation, he has some real respect. And I'm saying we could get some common sense and some real law and order in here. That's what we're looking for. Not no chaos and no goofy stuff. That's what Gomer Powell was. He was goofy stuff. Greg Bravino. You know what I'm saying? And it caused flaring following 2 fatal shootings in Minneapolis by federal immigration authorities. White House border czar Tom Homan announced last week the controversial Trump administration and immigration crackdown efforts in Minneapolis would come to an end. And we did a live stream about President Trump, and we saluted him for that. If I saluted him for the drawdown and I didn't announce that the crackdown in Minneapolis was coming to an end, then I'm presently announcing that the crackdown in Minneapolis is coming to an end. So we salute President Trump for that. That's common sense stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Since then, we heard about the Border Patrol. I seen Secretary Noem came out and she said that the Border Patrol had grabbed like one of the largest shipment in fentanyl in U.S. history off the border, taking millions of dollars of drugs off the streets. That's where Border Patrol need to be at the border. That's what we was telling you. You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying if you go ahead and say, hey, I mean, listen, DHS funding lapsed early Sunday morning. Before I say that, listen, if you just don't, we get to a point like, okay, now I understand. I'm not sending no more troops in Democratic cities. I'm not sending ICE in Democratic cities no more. I'm not doing no more of the wild, chaotic, crazy stuff. I'm saying if you get to a point where you understand that or you're forced to understand that, that's a good thing for the American people. But what I'm saying, at the point to where you're doing it's like you created the damage and you did the damage and you cannot undo the damage. There's a cost for that. How many votes did it cost the Republicans? Because that's what they care about, or that's what matters. And as a political strategist, that's what Ghost thinks about. How many votes did it cost the Republicans for the life of Renee Good? How many votes? There's a payment for that. There's a cost for that. How many votes did it cost the Republicans for the life of Alex Peretti? And 2 of them consecutively. 2 white people right in the heart of the America, the Midwest. Minnesota, that's the heart of America, baby. The lives of 2 white people caught on camera that the whole world watched. What was the price of it? So I'm saying you could announce last week, the crackdown efforts will come to an end. And we're not sending no more troops to their cities. They got to ask us. We're not sending more ICE. But I'm saying you come to that realization, but now you losing. Now today you got the government shut down again. You got the Democrats getting a lot of press attention and doing a lot of talking about how they standing up for who? Who the Democrats standing up for? Who in the world could the Democrats be saying they standing up for? Y'all could tell me, man. I'll get down in the comments in just a second and ask. Because I'm saying, if I ask y'all, are the Democrats' demands reasonable? I don't see how nobody could say they not. And I'm saying, even if you say they're not reasonable, I don't see how the Republicans think they have any kind of argument in what they're saying. If I was President Trump under these circumstances, I'll just go ahead and just give in to what they want. Take the mask off. What's wrong with taking the mask off? What y'all think? American people, do y'all think they should take the mask off? Hey, and I agree with that. Who said that? Salute says they got the Power Rangers of turncoats. They really do. They really do. I'm talking about looking goofy and stuff. Like I'm saying, it's so unserious. It's so serious because you have the life of two American citizens, white people in the Midwest, executed or murdered. What it appeared to the majority of Americans, according to the polls, and hundreds of millions of Americans seen that. So I'm saying that's such a serious situation, but it's an unserious presentation. Like you coming in here like looking goofy and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying, Gomer Powell wearing the Adolf Hitler stuff. I'm saying like that's a bunch of nonsense. But what I wanted to focus on primarily with the story and where the Democrats standing and winning with this government shutdown with the American voters is that President Trump had the lead. This is a stronghold issue. I'ma build a wall and make Mexico pay for it. Hey, look, y'all, I could make a song to that, bro. That'll go platinum. Double, triple platinum. Hey, look, hey, so many people know about that. Even people who ain't even in politics know about that. I'ma build a wall. That's just one of the statements that made him famous, bro. Across the world, it was so preposterous when people heard it, like they repeated it. And it's like he know it. He into television, into art, whatever he was into, you know, kind of like, you know. So he come out and say, I'm going to build a wall, make Mexico pay for it. The whole world was on that, man. Donnie, I'm going to build a wall and make Mexico pay for it. Like, and I'm talking about you continually. They eating the cats and the dogs. I'm saying this is supposed to be the strong man on immigration. I'm saying within his first term, he ran for president. He deported less people than President Obama. Some people poked fun of him and made fun of him about that. So he came in with the claims. Donnie said, I already said the Republican offer, but Dems don't care. Hold up, Donnie. I'm going to pin that, Donnie, because we're going to come back to that because I want to hear the Republican offer. But before you want to do that, I'm telling you, President Trump said, and out of his own mouth, that we were going to have the largest deportation in U.S. history. This is his words. Now, this don't sound as outlandish as saying, I'm going to build a wall and make Mexico pay for it. And I'm saying, if you think about the logistics and the strategy and the project 2020, whatever, and they had 4 years to write it, you would think in your mind that, hey, now this the largest deportation in U.S. history. They might be able to pull this one off. That's what he said now. Did he not say that? The largest deportation in U.S. history. President
Starting
Trump.
Day one, I will seal the border and stop the migrant invasion into our country. We will begin the largest deportation operation in the history of the United States. Dwight Eisenhower right now has that record. It's not, and by the way, it's not something I want to do. I dread having to do it, but we have no choice. Starting on day one, I will seal the border.
So my question is, has President Trump, has he built the largest deportation in U.S. history, or has it been far from it? And I'm saying if you lose the support of the American people, I'm saying how can you do what you're trying to do? How can you reach your goals? But I continue to say to y'all, in my opinion, it's not about the Democrats getting a leg up on President Trump, flipping the public's opinion. You know how hard that is to flip for you to get. You got to think about what they're doing. You got to understand what these Democrats doing. Like, organized. They cannot have money if they want to. Think about what they're doing. The Democrats are changing, Donnie, millions of Americans' people's minds. The Democrats change millions of American people's minds. You say, Ghost, now, I know you smart and everything, but you saying the Democrats changed the American people's minds, or did President Trump change their minds with the way he enforced his policies? Because if he enforced his policies correctly, you dig that? But what I'm saying is, yeah, it was the Democrats. I think it was an organized strategy the Democrats had. How did all those people in those neighborhoods get whistles? Someone, can y'all answer that question down below in the chat for me? How did all the people in the neighborhoods of Minnesota get whistles? I'm saying they had people riding around, like following ICE. We saw Alex Pretti kick off ICE's light. Yeah, I would say the Democrats, with their efforts, they turned around the opinions of millions of Americans. Battleground Minneapolis. And in doing so, listen to me, because this is serious now. We be laughing, homie, but this stuff is serious. And in doing so, they're winning the argument. That's the purpose for the government shutdown. Knowing the facts that I know it as an independent, I have to go with the Democrats. I'm riding with what they're saying. I'm for. Why is ICE using masks? Look, a question for the chat. Why is ICE using masks in the middle of an American city? That's the question. Okay, so we heard about, if you guys hadn't heard, the cartel flew a drone towards, and there's been different situations that ICE is finna have to, or the Border Patrol's finna have to fight the cartel. See, that's when you're gonna look like an American hero. Gomer Pyle. If you want to look like G.I. Joe, you go fight the cartel, which is the Border Patrol. Take the Border Patrol to go fight them cartels. You out here trying to fight American citizens, that's a no-go. So I'm saying, like, if they want to take the mask off of ICE, I would say, Donnie, I'm going to get to ask you your demands in a second, Republican demands. But I would say, if you want to take the mask off of ICE, I would say, like, you should not wear no mask in the, whatever the rules are in Minneapolis for their police department, ICE, when they're operating within the city of Minneapolis, in my opinion, they should have to follow those rules. If Minneapolis doesn't want their police officers wearing masks, why should ICE be able to wear a mask in Minneapolis? Now, if they were down there in on El Paso or something, and they were on the border, they were fighting a cartel, that's a completely different issue, Donnie. So that's why I'm waiting to hear y'all's demands. But I'm saying, within the cities, the American cities, why should ICE have to wear a mask? Number two, why shouldn't they have name tags? See, these, and body cameras. See, Donnie, these are things that's gonna. If I know that everything I'm doing is being watched by all of America, that's what. Like, do you understand the death of George Floyd happened in Minneapolis? They on the front lines of this argument. So those body cameras, you know how many lives have been saved because of those body cameras. You know how many women have not been raped because of those body cameras. Bro, listen, I consume a lot of media. Bro, I'm on here watching. There's a state trooper. I ain't going to name your state because you hiring bad police officers, untrained, wild police officers, yeah, that's negligence. If the city hires them, that's negligence. You talking to ghostwriter, I hold you accountable. I'm a justice fighter. But look, there's a police officer here, state trooper, and he got this woman pulled over for prostitution under suspicion. He got his body camera on now. He got his body camera on. Black dude, bigger guy, a little shorter Hispanic woman. So the whole situation, he got his body camera on, he got her in the car, everything like this. And then he put her in his car and he tell her, hey, you could, I guess the camera off. He cut the camera off at certain times. And he say, you could meet me down the street, you know what I'm saying? Because they telling the story. This is how we got the story. I guess he told her to meet him down the street. She met him down the street. About 15 minutes, the camera go off. The woman said that he sodomized her. This is a police officer. You know how many times that kind of stuff would happen if they didn't have body cameras? You know how many times in the back of the minds of some of these police officers who aren't right, who are untoward or whatever you want to call them, that they would be perhaps considering doing something like that. But those body cameras, it protects the public. So I'm saying, we're not saying ICE is pulling over women and stuff like that. They got a different mission, but we're saying that body cameras, it protects the public. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to protect the public. So the Democrats actually standing and blocking the funding of this, in my opinion, it looks good. Now, Donnie, if you don't mind, I would love to know what the Republican demands are, because I don't see how the Republicans have a leg to fight in this story. So, Donnie, I'm scrolling back. He says, Ghost, do you know the Republicans would agree to name tags and the mask removal if Democrats agreed to strengthen criminalization of doxing and harassing federal employees? So, according to Donnie, the Republican demands is to agree to strengthen criminalization of doxing and harassing employees. So, Donnie, I just posted it. But what I'm saying is to respond to that, if I could speak for just a second for the Democratic Party, then sure, Donnie, I would agree to strengthen criminal punishment for doxing and harassing federal employees because it's a negotiation, right? So I got something back, Donnie. If you allow Minnesota to do a free and open investigation into the shootings of Alex Pretti and Renee Good. Not no Fed slop, how Candace Owens be saying that they got going on over there with the investigations. None of that nonsense. We talking about, Donnie, real investigations. Get you innocent into proven guilty, due process for all Americans. We talking about a real investigation into the shooting of Renee Good. So that's the Democrats' response to that. If you want to go off course, because really it's nothing to ask of y'all. I don't know why the Republicans trying to fight this with the numbers that y'all have, especially in a situation that y'all are with the American people. I don't know why you even trying to fight this. Let's do a poll if the American people, y'all, let's see if the American people favor ICE removing their name tags. Let's get a poll. Because it's about the American people. Do the American people favor ICE wearing body cameras? To me, that's the biggest one. I mean, he could have a mask on his face and don't have a name tag on, but if he got a body camera on and don't turn it off, you see what I'm saying? AI mode. Let's ask the AI. Do the American people favor ICE wearing body cameras? Before the Lord, I've never looked at the poll like this before, but I can already tell you the answer. What you think? Research from early 2026 indicates a strong majority, not just a majority, a strong majority of Americans favor accountability measures for immigration and customs enforcement. Think about where President Trump stood with immigration and on immigration in the summer of 2025. And think about what the Democrats have done to them, systematically dismantling. He's changed the minds. The Democrats have changed the minds of the American people. Recent polling by PBS News, NPR Emeritus, shows that 65% of Americans think that ICE has gone too far. Disapproval is particularly high amongst women. Let me see. Cameras were initially deployed in Baltimore, Buffalo, Detroit, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. It don't show me about but I can promise you that the majority of America, why wouldn't we favor that after Renee Good? That's what I'm saying, Donnie. If you want any kind of because the American people are in favor of what the Democrats saying. Issue after issue, the Democrats, they've gotten their win back. They're standing with the American people. That party could be millions, tens of millions below the Republicans in funding. Y'all focusing on the funding. It's not about the funding. It's who's with the people. I listen to them words. And Jasmine Crockett, even if she's not talking about affordability all the time, guys, voting starting today in the state of Texas. I encourage everyone to go let your voice be heard. The greatest democratic experiment on the face of the earth, if you vote in Texas, Jasmine Crockett is the best candidate. Listen to her words. She said, with the people. You might not agree with her politics, her going after President Trump, her being a fighter. Who else going to stand against President Trump? James Tallarico's too weak. You can't be weak in this time. We need a strong man a strong woman to go against a strong man. Y'all know Jasmine Crockett ain't backing down to no smoke with no Republican, with nobody. She get at President Trump. She get at J.D. Vance. She get at everybody. That's what Texas need. I had to throw that in there. But what I'm saying is the reason why I support her, because if you listen to her, she always, we the people. I heard her say it in Dallas yesterday. We the people. She with the people, man. Jasmine for Texas, episode 8, A Thin Black Line. We're going to talk about the accomplishments, Jasmine's accomplishments since she's been in the U.S. Senate. That's why I support her. She's with the people. Donnie says, also DHS supports body cameras if they get more funding. Nah, we can't do that. You can't get more funding. You got to implement what is on the table right now, Donnie. The Republicans, they're going against the American people. You're going against the Democrats. Going against the Democrats don't matter. You're going against the American people. This is what the American people want. It's simple. This is the will of the people. The Democrats are representing the will of the American people, and this is the American people's will. The American people are in favor of body cameras. They're in favor of name tags, and they're in favor of face masks being removed. That is non-negotiable. Until then, DHS ain't getting no more funding. And this government this is only so as far as traveling, every time there's a part of the government, especially as massive Homeland Security shut down, it's going to affect the American people like FEMA. There's all kind of ways that it affect traveling. TSA. You know what I'm saying? And the airlines is going to affect the American people. But here's my point, though. The Democrats are standing all 10 in what they're saying, and they right in what they're saying, just like they were in the other government shutdown with health care. And that's why they beating President Trump on the economy with the American people, because that's who it matters with the American people. I don't care if y'all and y'all feelings. I ain't taking back. If you don't know what real is, this is what real look like. You could call me what you want to. On your legacy media, you're fake. I agree with you on the internet, they fake. Ain't nothing fake about this. Everything I'm saying you is straight truth and it's straight real. Period. Point blank. I think some people were offended with some things that I said yesterday. Said I'm doing more harm than good. I don't know what that was supposed to mean. Because all I'm doing is telling the truth. And everything I say. And I love Jasmine Crockett because she's a great representative of this is what a democracy is, right? A democracy that we have, a representative democracy, you have two sides of the argument. You have a Republican and you have a Democrat. So I'm saying on the Republican side, you have a rambunctious president. They're eating the cats in the dogs. Oh, we're going to take Greenland by military force, whether you like them or not, Republican or independent. I'm independent or Democrat. That's your president. That's our president. Okay? Now, why not on the other side, you have a Democrat who's just as rambunctious? If it was VP Harris right now running for that Senate seat in the state of Texas and having to stand up to President Trump, y'all say, oh, she too weak. Oh, she too weak. She can't. VP Harris. Y'all remember that? Oh, she can't stand up to cheer Putin. Like President Trump has been able to stand up to Putin. How President Trump done stopped anything Putin done in Russia that he said he was going to stop on day one. But I'm not a Democrat. I'm not here to attack him. I'm just here to make a point. So when you get a strong woman, a strong black woman like Jasmine Crockett, then you want to say she too ghetto. Huh? You got a strong man president talking about eating cats and dogs and all kind of other untoward. But I'm saying you have a strong black woman who talking with sense. She's just talking strong. And I'm saying, like, we have a problem with that. Why we got a problem with that? I don't care if the Texas Democratic Party want to hear that or not. Bottom line, I'm just here to tell you the facts and the truth. It shouldn't be no competition. James Tallarico is a great candidate, I would say. He's probably a great human being, I would say. But he cannot look at put him in front of AG Bondi and look at his body of work compared to Jasmine in front of AG Bondi. Look, you a Democrat. President Trump gonna stomp on you or squat you if you weak. Mendami knew that. He had the perfect tact, but you can't go in there with President Trump weak. You a Democrat, he gonna stomp on you. Ain't nothing y'all trying to do on the Democratic side gonna get done in the Senate or the state of Texas with somebody weak trying to fight for you. Not right now. I think the people recognize that. I heard a woman at James Tallarico at one of his. And she said she never voted ever before, and she loved what he was saying. But the question she asked him, are you too weak? That was perplexing to me. This is a woman at his rally giving him support, asking him, is he too weak? So, you know what I'm saying? That's my thoughts on that too. Like, I mean, why if America is a representative democracy, you got two sides. Well, President Trump and the Republicans are well represented. Why not Jasmine Crockett and the Democrats be represented? Because I think whether or not you agree with that or not, that's what's coming. That's what's finna happen. That's what's going on. And yeah, early voting starting today. And yeah, Jasmine Crockett gonna be in Dallas. And yeah, the city gonna turn up and turn out and vote for and with her today. Right now, in Dallas, in Houston, across the great state of Texas, man, stand up, let your voice be heard. Donnie says, Ghost, you seem to forget it would cost 30 to 40 million and just giving ICE body cams. They got the money, Donnie. Reappropriate the money. You already got the money, Donnie. We gave you too much money anyway. What's your budget, Donnie? ICE got more money than most militaries in the world. ICE budget higher than most militaries in the world. Record amount of money. Reappropriate your money. That's what we gave you that extra money for. You just thought it was for something else. Hiring all these unnecessary officers because President Trump thought he would be successful in convincing the American people and the courts that he could go into Democratic cities and just try to have the largest deportation operation in U.S. history. That's not my words. That's not me hating. That's his words. That's not my words. I just played it for y'all. That's his words. That's why he overfunded them, because he wanted to have the largest deportation in U.S. history. So he pulled Border Patrol, stopped them from getting. What if Ellis Peretti and Renee Good, when they got killed, that fentanyl buzz, that big fentanyl buzz that Christy Nolan was giving that press conference about, if y'all had Border Patrol focused in Minneapolis, you probably would have missed that fentanyl that was running across the border. All them tons of fentanyl you picked up from when Border Patrol went back to the border and doing the job they supposed to be doing. The American taxpayers paying them to do. That's what Ghost saying. But instead, you got Gomer Powell, who's supposed to be at the border, out here killing Ellis Peretti. Basically. And then you want to negotiate about something we telling you that you need to do with your jacked up stuff. Your stuff jacked up. Donnie, y'all stuff jacked up. You had a lead. July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, 7 months ago. You had a lead in the polls with the American people. The majority of the people was in support of what you was doing and trying to do. And now, you down about 30 points. Dropping. Just like that. Down 30 points. And now, you down 30 points. I'm saying, Donnie, you not negotiating. You know President Trump, the art of the deal. He know negotiating and strength. Just like he told Zelensky, like he not negotiating when it comes to immigration. He don't have no position of strength. The American people was with you. They not with you no more. So this is what you doing wrong with the murder. I'm saying the agent is walking around the car with a phone. He know what's the, like, I wish Smashy was in here. Who else is that in here? That's Donnie. Oh, that's Donnie. Look, you know, those agents, it's within Homeland Security, one of their policies. They're not supposed to be walking in front of no moving car. Throughout that entire video, that car was back and forth. It was back and forth, and if you got a body camera and you doing like regular policing, I've never seen a police officer walk around my car with his personal camera filming my car. You making me feel so uneasy. What you doing? I got a disability. I'm going to start freaking out. What you doing? Boy, you just going to get sued just for doing that. So if the regular police can't do that, I'm saying why he could do that. I'm saying with the deaths of Ellis Peretti and Renee Good, you don't have a leg to stand on. You don't have no argument. You don't have no position. Yes, Chuck Schumer. Yes, Leader Jeffries. That's the only thing you really gonna be able to say. You notice how the Republicans and Democrats negotiated that they weren't going to shut down all the rest of the government, just Christy Noem's branch of the government. That's it's monumental to me. If I was in any other person in President Trump's cabinet, and the Republicans, think about this, and the Democrats negotiated together. You know, on that first government shutdown, it wasn't no negotiations. We just gonna shut the government down, the whole government. We shutting it down. This time, they negotiated that, we ain't gonna shut all. It's a partial government shutdown. They had to come to agreements to do that. And the only thing getting shut down is DHS. So, Donnie, if you say that y'all know that there should be reforms made, what Ghost is saying is you don't have, with the death of Renee Good and Ellis Peretti, the Republicans have no argument or no leg to stand on in this situation. You had your opportunity. You had your lead. It's blood been shed. This situation been mismanaged. Over policing all the way through America, not just with DHS, all the way through America. Because of that, the consequences of that is that you got to have body cameras, you got to take off the face mask, and you got to put on name tags. Ain't nothing else to talk about. Now, if you want to negotiate some other stuff, we can. Because, Donnie, it's like this. We could do it the hard way or the easy way. We can negotiate right now to investigate. Hold up. I don't want y'all to see my eyes when I'm saying that. We can negotiate right now to investigate the death of Renee Good. Or you could wait till after November and we're going to investigate it ourselves. It's up to you. But we gonna get us some justice around here for some stuff you done now. I'm saying we could get a real proper fair investigation into the death of Ellis Peretti, or we could just wait till after November. Once the Democrats take over, we gonna get to it. Oh yeah. We gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. Y'all feel that? I'm saying, like, it's the same situation. We ain't getting debt into different things. I'm just reading comments, but over an hour, man, I laid out the case. Government shutdown, that's news. It might not be sexy news. It might not be somebody getting killed or some situation that'll get you 40,000 views if you got 10,000 subscribers, but it's the news. That's what we do. And I gave you political strategy and analysis throughout the entire time. That's what I do. No predictions today. I done gave a lot of predictions as far as behind these situations, but hey, government shutdown, the Democrats are in complete control of that argument with the American people, period. The Republicans shouldn't be saying nothing but, okay, we're going to take off the mask, we're going to put on the names and body cams. Then you, Donnie, can have some requests after that, but if I was the Democrats, I got some requests too, and you're not going to be too pleasant with these requests. You done made your mistakes. You can't clean it up. Ain't no cleanup. You got to think about all that stuff before you make them moves. It's payment time coming. You want to get out there and be Billy Bad and get your shine on. That's cool. Get your shine on. But now it's payday time. Shut it down. It's payday time. You feel me? That's how I do it in the courtroom, bro. That's how I do it in my cases. They come out here, they could do whatever they want to do. But then you got that payday time, spanking coming out. You can't get out no spanking. You could get rid of a case, but you ain't getting out that spanking. You finna get sued 2-3 more times. Bro, when I lose a case as a litigator, I gain 2 cases. So a loss is a win for me. If you tap out and the way the opponents beat me is by paying me less than they should have paid me. That's how they beat me. I had a case. I think I should. The medical bills was $4,800. I didn't know that. I only had a $1,500 bill, 1,500 portion, right? If I got 2 times in court, you could get 2 times that in the state I was in. I could have got about 10 racks, but instead I got $1,500. So I feel like I lost. When I could have got 10 racks, I got 1,500. That's how I beat me. If he would have tried to fight that business already paid for. I don't care if they got that lawyer on retainer. They're gonna pay more than $1,500 once he signed that motion, once he motioned onto that case. So I'm saying if he would have fought that, I'm saying you seen that man's deposition. He would finna depose the whole entire police department. That would have cost $10,000 by itself. His deposition in Texas, $10,000 by itself. And so if I would have asked him for probably about 10, I probably could have got 10 racks out of him if I would have had the right medical bills. But I got 1,500. So I felt like I lost. But I'm saying if he would have fought that, he would have paid $10,000 at least. At least 10 racks trying to fight it, and would have got sued 3-4 times. When I lose, I win. Sometimes when I win, I lose. Because I ain't trying to lose no case. I'm trying to get a W. I don't care how small it is, I need a dub. Every case I file. I'm saying, in my opinion, President Trump need advisors around him like that. Every policy that I make is a win with the American people. That's why I like candidates like Jasmine Crockett. You know what I'm saying? She running for Senate, Democratic primary. You go vote today, U.S. Senate in the state of Texas. Polls opening here in a couple of hours. That's why I like Jasmine Crockett, man, because she listens to the people. She a voice of the people, man. She's saying she want to help the people. You know what I'm saying? Somebody says ICE are true patriots. I guess it's just dependent. Like, you got to show me how. Brian C. So this is what I'm saying. Brian C., you got, thank you for the donation, brother, but you got to come with it, man. Like, why shouldn't they take whether you support them or don't support them, regardless of how you stand in the situation, why shouldn't they take the name tags off? Why shouldn't they put name tags on? Why shouldn't they take the mask off? Why shouldn't they use body cameras? That's all I'm saying. Whether you support them or not support them. We're not having this argument over the FBI. We're not having this argument over the DEA. We're not having this argument over the U.S. Marshals. We're not having this argument over any other police, not even any city police or regular police through all the counties throughout the entire United States. We're not having this argument with no other police organization besides ICE. So because ICE got themselves in this situation, my argument is, Donnie, there is 2 American citizens who lost their life, regardless of whether you think they're in the wrong or you think that ICE are murderers. Regardless, what I'm saying is, at this position where the American people, the majority of them now strongly oppose the enforcement of President Trump's immigration policies, in my opinion, Brian C., y'all don't have a leg to stand on. Whether they're patriots or not, to me, is immaterial to the argument that I'm making today. I have my own opinion of them, but I don't hold my opinion in that regard valuable like regular people do. I hold my political opinion or my legal opinion valuable because it is valuable. It wins money. It wins me money. My legal opinion has won me tens of thousands. It's won other people over 100,000. It's going to help win somebody else another over a couple 100,000, few 100,000. Legal opinion. So that opinion and my political analysis, if you don't listen to me, I'm going to play the tape back on you. I love Jasmine Crockett. Like, the stuff I come out and say, I hear her say it. I see her come out with Tyrese talking about change gonna come after we talked about change. Brian C., I hear Jasmine Crockett out there talking about we the people. I love that. You know what I'm saying? You got to listen to the voice of the people, the voice of your supporters, the voice of your constituents. Be our voice. That's what makes her a great politician. And she's going to fight for us while she's being our voice. That's what makes her a better politician than James Tellerico. Brian C. says the second shooting did not involve ICE agents, but it involved Border Patrol agents who were a part still of DHS. Listen, Border Patrol has made a complete 360 due to, listen, I'll say this about President Trump. Somebody talked to President Trump, Brian C., and they told him that to send Tom Homan in there. And Tom Homan know what he's doing. So because of that, we got the ICE agents left and President Trump, it led to him saying that he's not going to do that in nobody else's cities no more. So all that nonsense that we saw with ICE and Border Patrol is dead. So you know they wrong. That's why they had to stop it. The court was finna shut them down. So listen, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying, watch this. Border Patrol fentanyl buzz. Watch this. Y'all give me just a second. I want to find this for you, bro. I hate when this happens, bro. I hate when it happens. But here, let me see. Border Patrol. Here we go. Breaking. Kristi Noem holds press conference on CBP, that's the Border Patrol, efforts in drug seizures with DHS funds. Here we go.
Missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ about it. We got everybody?
The Secretary Noem speaking.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm Kristi Noem, the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. And I also want to thank Chief Banks for being here with me today. He's Chief of the Border and has given us excellent leadership in making sure that we're making America safe again and that we're upholding our laws in this great country. I also have with me Diane, who's the director, and want to thank her for her leadership. Sydney's over here as well, has been imperative in making sure this port of entry is run safely and that we are interdicting drugs like you see in front of you here today and getting them off of our streets so that they don't poison our next generation of Americans. We do have Sheriff Ken Jones is here with us today. I want to thank him for his partnership. A key to our success at the Department of Homeland Security is making sure that we're partnering with our local law enforcement and doing our operations together to make sure that we're keeping our communities safe. We have Port Director Rosa Hernandez who's with us. She's the leader here at Otemesa and Tecate ports of entry.
Guys, tons of drugs. That's what Border Patrol's job is at the border. That's what I'm saying. People could leave. They could not like that. They don't like Kristi Noem. It's like, you know, she's still the Secretary of Homeland Security until she's not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not like a regular, but I'm saying I'm independent. I'm in the middle. So I don't have no political views against her. Did I think she made mistakes at her job? Yes. Do I think she need to be fired? I didn't hire her. You see what I'm saying? She didn't get voted in by the American people like President Trump did. So that's going to be up to President Trump. In my opinion, President Trump will be ultimately responsible for Kristi Noem. That's his responsibility. That's how I see that, Brian C. That's how I see that, Donnie. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, to see Border Patrol at the border getting drugs off the border and her giving press conference in front of a bunch of drugs, that's what she should be doing. That's her winning. ICE and the Border Patrol declaring war on the cartels. That's how I'm saying, when President Trump, if I just looking at it from a Republican perspective, when I seen President Trump, Donnie, hit Maduro and him complaining about the drugs and all the I'm saying, if you stay in that line, even though the way he dealt with that, it was controversial. The way he snatched Maduro, Democrats complained about that. But if you stay, that's why I kept emphasizing American citizens. If you stay on the line where you going after the Mexican cartels, that's a winning strategy. That's a winning strategy for the Border Patrol. That's how Christy Nome becomes Ice Barbie superhero again. Winning strategy. Go after the cartels. Get drugs off the border. Get immigrants off the border. Listen, this is what you don't understand. Who in America is going to say anything about you snatching an illegal from off the border? We don't even know who that is. What documentation does an illegal Guatemalan or illegal Venezuelan have in America? No one knows what you could say they were whatever it could be a house mom. And you could say she was a drug queen if you getting her from the border. You in complete control of the situation. That's where you're supposed to be, at the border. You're not supposed to be in the middle of American cities with Border Patrol. That's insane to me. So because of that, Donnie, if we want to take the body cameras up, put body cameras on like everybody else, common sense. You need reforms, Brian C. They need reforms because they made mistakes. They made errors. Whether you support ICE or not, in my opinion, is immaterial to my argument as an independent, because I'm independent. That's what I'm saying. I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent. So Democrats don't like some of the stuff that I'm saying as well, because I'm in the middle. But I'm saying, regardless, you cannot beat that argument of needing reforms. Donnie says Border Patrol and ICE are different agencies. What's your point, Ghost? ICE is supposed to be in U.S. City, not the border. Yeah, ICE is supposed to be in U.S. City, but not 3,000 agents fighting against and doing crowd control against American citizens, Donnie. The thing about Ghost, bro, is because I think so much, Donnie. I think so much. That's the thing about Ghost. Y'all hold on just real quick. All right, Donnie, let me pin that comment. Let's get back to it. So, Donnie, listen. Hold up. Here's his second question. He said ICE and Border Patrol are different. Yeah, are different. ICE isn't supposed to be doing crowd control in the middle of American cities. And then on top of that, how many ICE agents? You had 3, 4, 5 times the ICE agents you do Minneapolis. That's not normal. So if I'm saying it wrong, Donnie, I'm sorry. But the thing about Ghost, my argument is layered. I'm a thinker. I overthink situations instantaneously on the spot. I could look at, I think from so many different, and I've been doing it, Donnie. No. No, the position I take is usually that's the right position. I'm not siding with the majority of the American people. I have positions that are not polled, but if you go poll them, the majority of the American people are going to be with the position that I have. That's all I'm saying. Donnie says, here's a question. Why are Americans supporting illegals and cartel members in the heart of America? That's a great question to ask, but Donnie, you cannot control the actions of the American citizens. That's the problem President Trump has to understand. Ghost understands that. I see people that are doing crimes on a daily basis. They might be minor. It might just be harassment. But I'm seeing people who are committing crimes on a daily basis in which there's certain situations where you can't do nothing about it. Police understand that. It's the way our system is set up, the way the laws are, the way due process is. President Trump tried to overstep that due process. You can't do that. You can't make it be whatever you want to be. So if Americans are supporting criminals or illegals, I don't know how a large amount of Americans are not doing that. The Americans are not, the majority of the people President Trump was getting were not criminals. Americans didn't support illegals, Donnie. You must not have been listening. That's what we said in July. Look at the poll, July 2025. It don't matter where the Democrats stood. It don't matter where Minneapolis stood. If you wouldn't kill people, if you wouldn't kill Renee Good and Ellis Peretti, it's a possibility that you could still be winning this argument. But I'm saying you made those errors. Those were dramatic errors. That's going to cost them greatly. So at this point in the government shutdown, I feel like, my opinion, what I think is right, and the majority of the American people, is the Republicans don't have a leg to stand on. Not in this argument with DHS. I could see if the Democrats were asking unreasonable measures. I'm saying prior to the killing of Renee Good, the Democrats probably weren't thinking about shutting down the government. The Democrats, ICE could have still not had body cameras if they wouldn't have killed Renee Good and Ellis Peretti. They messed up. It's consequence for the actions. You got to bear responsibilities of your actions. And the actions of ICE with the deaths of Renee Good and Ellis Peretti, the consequences is, just like with George Floyd. George Floyd died in Minneapolis. What was the consequences? All the police, you got to wear cameras. So, hey, you want to go kill 2 white people in the middle of Minneapolis? Hey, your consequences are, ICE, you got to wear cameras. Before you did that, you probably could still have your body on you looking cool like you're going after the cartel with your mask on. What you masking up against regular American citizens for? That's wild to me. NT Claus, good morning. NTZ Claus, good morning, baby. The mayor of my town is threatening to bring ICE in after an extremely violent incident. This seems to be a part of effort to propaganda overkill. Maybe so. But I'm saying if I was the head of ICE, I would not want to keep having my organization in these situations. That's just the way Ghost believes. That's the way I would govern. That's the way I would advise a politician if I was in the position. That's all I'm saying. Because regardless, continually you have to deal with these unwelcoming, to say the least, situations. Repeatedly. What I'm saying wrong? I'm saying I laid it out for you all the way. I laid it all the way out for y'all today. I laid it all the way out for you. All the way out for you. What I'm saying wrong? Chad, like, yeah, I'm in my car and you in your house. What difference does that make? I'm in my car, Chad, and you're in your house. What I'm saying, I'm trying to figure, like, you know, Chad, I am utterly amazed at times of the level of immaturity of full-grown adults. When I was 20 years old, I thought a 70-year-old was like mature, like just stupid stuff they just wouldn't do no more. But I found out that even 70-year-olds can have the mind of children. That's like a 2-year-old mind. So I'm in my car. Okay, you in your house. I'm trying to figure out what difference does it make. Maybe it makes some difference to you. I'm saying, you're in your car and where are you at, Chad? In Mississippi? You in a dirty city in Mississippi and I'm in Hudson Valley, New York. What difference does it make? You're on my live stream in the comment section and I'm doing a live stream. What difference does it make? I'm saying I'm trying to figure out like that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get that. That's really complex of you, Chad. You're in your car. Okay, Chad. That once again, that's like a little kid. You got the mind of a child. Well, Chad, you have a great life at work in Wisconsin on the golf course. He starts cussing, and I'm saying like he cussing like he's angry. He's in Wisconsin on a golf course and he's angry. I mean, go cry yourself to sleep, man. Go cry yourself to sleep, man. I'm saying like I'm in my car, you're in the golf course at work. That might be why he angry. Cause he at work at a golf course watching me on the live stream. Yeah, Brian C. Donnie, that might be why he mad. I don't know why the man, he start cussing and everything, man. I ain't got time for that little kid stuff. That's what I'm saying. They got the mind of children. He got the mind of a 2-year-old child, bro. He got the disposition of a 5-year-old. I'm more mature than that. I play, y'all see I play and stuff too, but I'm saying that you gotta have more complex start than that when you talk to me. Yeah, I'm sorry. Donnie says, Ghost, if you violate USC 1235, you violate the law. If you violate the law, you're a criminal. Starting with proper papers. Who didn't say they were criminals? But Donnie, I'm saying, let me come get your neighbor or your church member or your illegal that you like and that you love. Donnie, you might not know in Ohio any illegals, but you ain't, the majority of the people in America don't live in Ohio, do they? More people live in Texas or Ohio. More people live in New York or Ohio. More people live in Florida or Ohio. More people live in California or Ohio. That's what I'm saying. And those states, I named the most popular states, Donnie. People, you got church members who don't have papers. They said Nicki Minaj don't have papers. Nicki Minaj, think about that. It's a bunch of people who don't have papers. There's a lot of people who self-deported. There's a lot of people President Trump deported. But I'm saying you don't go in the middle of communities, Donnie, snatching people. That's common sense, illegal or not. It's common sense ain't too common. It's a certain amount of wisdom, Donnie, that you have to have when you're doing these things. I told you before you started, I'm not like the Democrats. The Democrats just completely oppose President Trump. I never did that. Ever since I got that $16,000, $18,000 check, bro, at that time, like I was in the middle. Because I'm saying, like, okay, they did this, so I'm going to just be neutral and just give analysis on how I think things went. And so we get to immigration. I really didn't talk much about immigration. I did every now and then, but I said that, we don't support, just like Hillary Clinton said. See, the Democrats, it's okay for me to say that we don't support all those illegals in America. The Democrats, they want to change the station because they want to hear that. Yeah. Hillary said it. We can hear it now from Ghost. You know what I'm saying? Or how I talk about that Senate race in the state of Texas, how the white liberals are ganging up on Jasmine Crockett. White liberals. Saying a black woman is not worthy. When the Democrat, they know it's her time. They know it's her time. I'm going to just tell you the truth. And whether you like it, lump it, choke on it, you could feel like the little bot dude that I just got out the chat. I don't care how you feel. Like, that don't matter. I'll sue you if I knew who you really was. Or I'll punch you in your mouth. Real talk. Ask anybody who know me. Only thing I'm scared of is the popos. Other than that, I'll rearrange your face. in a heartbeat. I don't care who you are. You could be the biggest gangster in the world. I heard academics say you won't be punching some rapper. I don't even know what rapper name he was talking about. They little homeboys. I'm not thinking about who it is when I finna fold this dude up. I'ma just fold him. And if I fold up John Gotti, oh man, I done fold up John Gotti. I done folded up a Russian mafia. Oh well, I'm Christian. I'm a slave. I guess whenever they see me, they gonna give me. Well, you just gonna have to give me. I'm a dot standing on all 10. Boy, you better believe that. I don't care how I die. Nobody's scared of nothing. You're just telling you the truth. Everybody responds to the truth in very different ways. People don't like hearing the truth. I'm sorry. I don't like hearing the truth when people tell me the truth sometimes either. It's just that they trying to tell me I can't control my emotions, but I got a disability. But these full-grown people. NTZ Claus says, I don't care about people from other countries being here without papers unless they do something that's illegal. That's when the 14th Amendment of the Constitution should kick slavery is still legal in the United States. He says it should come down to biblical principles and the constitutions. I agree with that. And for the people who don't agree with the Bible or don't believe in the Bible, well, all I can tell you is America is a Christian nation. That's all I can tell you. America is a Christian nation. So, other than that, it comes down to the Constitution. If we go down to the Constitution, what he's saying, Donnie's saying really is right, NTZ Clause, because it's not legal. But I'm saying you don't go snatch somebody's grandmother, though, like that's been here for 30 years. That's where you messing up. Like, I don't, legal or not, bro, like we going to always have that debate and argument. It predates President Trump. That's the Dreamers. Let's look up the Dreamers. King Fire, good morning. Yeah, truth is painful to most. But it's a difference between truth and disrespect. You see what I'm saying? King Fire, some people disguise disrespect as truth. You know what I'm talking about? Like, say if I'm a racist white dude and you committed a crime, say a 21-year-old committed a petty crime. And he could say, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Nick Fuentes. All them black blank be doing blankety blank and they be committing. It's truth in what he's saying. It could be truth in what you're saying. But I ain't talking about truth. I'm talking about the disrespect. It's difference between truth and disrespect. Jesus Christ died on the cross for our sins. That's truth. But if you saying something that is beneath Christ dying on the cross for our sins, then I'm saying, first of all, you got to recognize that. And even if it's truth, it could be disrespect. Look, a girl said that I had a pistol and that I was going to kill her. That's complete lies. That's slander. She lost that case. I got the whole $5,000-$6,000 medical bills, and she gonna be out of 12 racks, point blank, period. That's a complete lie. But I'm saying there could be truth in some stuff you saying. It could be all lies. It could be part truth. It could be part lies. But it's the way you say it, King Fire. It's the way you do it. That's what Republicans can't learn. I thought I couldn't learn that. I was taught that, though. It's the way you do stuff. Look, I'm real rude with the way I do stuff, but it's not illegal. And that's how I win. I'm saying if you discriminating on somebody, regardless of what you doing, is truth or not, if you singling a person out, that's discrimination. Let's look up discrimination for the slow people. You know we got retards. That's what I'm saying. Look, I'll see you in the parking lot and I'll do something to you or be rude or something, but it's not illegal. If you discriminating on somebody, it's illegal. Because I'm sure if they discriminate, it's going to be some lies in there. What's the definition of discrimination? It's an unjust or prejudicial treatment of individuals. So if you treating somebody different, if you treat me different, it's not the Reverend Jesse Jackson, it's the facts. If you treat me any different than anybody else coming in this gas station, you discriminate. All I got to do is prove it to you. And you in the wrong. It ain't nothing to argue about. That's called discrimination. That ain't called truth. You breaking the law. You can't disguise a crime as the truth. You can't disguise something you doing wrong is something you doing for God or for justice. You can't disguise it as that. You got to be accountable for your actions. You know what King Fire, you know what I've seen, guys. And if y'all wondering what I'm talking about, King Fire's comment, what I've seen, the rise in 2026 is the cowardly bully. It's a bully that is a coward. How can you bully somebody if that's the internet did that to our, what I'm saying right now is so profound. I'm talking about, if you remember where I am, the day that I come from back in the 90s, a computer nerd, King Fire, with some glasses on, or some dude who's an immigrant who can barely speak the language, we used to make fun of him. The computer nerd, I'm talking about in real life right now. See, the internet has changed the minds and the personality. It's made everybody be a tough guy, or be whatever they want to be. So now you in the gas station, and this dude used to being so tough to people on the internet, and he in there talking to a full-grown gorilla like a crazy person, finna get the snot beat out of him in the middle of the gas station. And they're discriminating on people. The internet, man, it's got them like they got them making feeling like they bigger or they tougher than what they really are. It's difference between truth and discrimination, King Fire. And especially when the discrimination you saying really is not even true. You just like, I'm saying, King Fire, imagine if I go into everybody's car, I go sniffing or go looking into everybody's car. Let me look in your car, King Fire. Let me come look in your bedroom and see what I find. Let me go stand out the bathroom after you use the bathroom, King Fire, and see what I find. King Fire, you go to the bathroom. Let me take the soap and the tissue out the bathroom when you go to use the bathroom. Intentionally take soap and tissue out the bathroom. I'm saying like a little kid's mind. That ain't got nothing to do with no kind of truth. It's like President Trump, the point where he did have something to do with truth, when you start interjecting all that other stuff, it's not about truth no more. This ain't about truth. Like, you taking soap, and I know this ain't got nothing to President Trump, but King Fire, he might know what I'm talking about. You taking soap and you intentionally taking soap and tissue out the bathroom when a particular person come to use the bathroom. Intentionally take, that ain't got nothing to do with truth. You got to stop lying to yourself and get out of that Mickey Mouse world you living in. That ain't got nothing to do with truth. That's something else. That's your lies that you in. You abode not in the truth. That's not truth. That's a new lawsuit, King Fire. That's what that is. Being softer on them, you don't be softer on someone, you just obey the law. You can't single one person out, Donnie, for no reason. That's discrimination. What we don't understand, you don't get to make the rules. You don't say, oh, I'm not going to be softer on this person because he's black and he has a disability. Where that at in the rules? That's just that, Donnie, for every person who has their opinion, that's on. I don't write opinions, I write laws. Because the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in that ADA and I'm going to tell you about public spaces, and I'm going to start pulling some laws on you and tell you you owe me some money for absolutely no reason at all. And you're going to say I'm running a scam because dude just say he's slow. He's just slow. I sued him 27 times because she don't understand what the law say. Let me go in your car. That ain't being hard on somebody. That's doing weird stuff. You go into people's car when they go in the gas station or in the restaurant, that's illegal. If somebody, it don't matter if you steal nothing or not. If you're not the owner of that car, let me go in your car when you go in the gas station or let me go in your car. Let me come in your bedroom. That's what I'm saying. Something wrong with your mind. Let me stand outside the bathroom when you go in the bathroom. That's all weird stuff. That's not truth. Say if the truth was that this person stinks, then that truth's gonna be what that is. There's people who stink in this world. For real. There's really people who do. You don't have to go following them. You don't have to check their car. You don't have to check their underwear. You don't have to stand outside the bathroom. You don't have to go tell all the world. You don't have to do none of that. They just stink. That's what truth is. Listen, you don't have to prove something that's true. I'm a black man. I don't have to prove that to you. Every single day, I don't have to try to prove that to nobody. I'm black. Whatever conversations y'all having about my blackness behind my back, it don't matter. I'm black. That's facts. I don't have to prove that. You don't have to disprove that. If you're trying to argue to disprove that, you're wasting your time. I'm saying I'm trying to help you get a higher level of intelligence. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I'm a police officer. As soon as you see the badge and you know it's real and authentic and know I'm a police officer, when I see you tomorrow, I don't have to prove to you I'm a police officer I'm going to get. It's facts. It's true. If somebody's sitting there trying to prove something every single day, it's probably a lie. Something that's facts or true or that's established, you don't have to prove it. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars and hire people to try to prove the truth. You only do that if it's lies, if it's propaganda. You pay for propaganda. Propaganda is a lie. It's not the truth. You see what I'm saying? Listen, if Jeffrey Epstein was alive and he lived in my community in Florida and he was moving to Massachusetts, all I have to do is pick up the phone and call whatever city he in and tell him he a child molester and hang up. I don't have to spend $1. I don't have to tell one person in Massachusetts. I told the person. So now all he had to do, the cop do, is run Jeffrey Epstein's name and see he a child molester. You see how that worked? That's a fact, not opinion. Now Massachusetts know he a child molester. I don't ever have to step a foot. I don't ever have to call nobody. I don't have to do none of that monkey stuff. That's when you living in facts. But when you living in fantasy, you make up words, you make up fake programs that's not written on no paper. You got fake laws. Donnie, we can't make up a law to be high. Do we go harder on someone? Do we go softer on someone just because they got a disability? What law, what book, what code is that written in, Donnie? Your train of thought. If we go softer on someone because they have a disability, because I'm finna go to the A, but I'm saying if you made me pull up one of those disability codes, it's going to cost money. I'm going to come with some paperwork. It's an ambulance coming to that gas station and you going to get, and I'm saying play this for the judge. It's your warning. I want you to play it for us so he going to tell you was warned. Ain't nothing I'm doing illegal. I've done this 26, 27 times. I ain't lost in 2-3 years and not going to lose. You got to know what the law say. That's discrimination. Your program is illegal. You running an illegal program. It ain't got nothing to do with no going softer on nobody because they black or they disabled. That don't have going in someone's car is not got nothing to do with going softer on them. That's crazy. That's insane stuff. Everything you doing is illegal. It's an illegal program. God face reality. You could you could pay money and try to get away with it. You could try to get the state troopers to look there. You could try whatever you want to try and be successful for a minute, but it's still an illegal program. Slavery was legal in America, Donnie and Brian C., but it still was wrong. Even if it was legal, excuse me, but it still was wrong. I'm saying you can't get around what you're doing. Like if you go into somebody's car, that's not nothing to do with truth. That's harassment. And that's breaking and entering, or whatever the New York code is called. That's what that's called. It's not nothing. What's that got to do with truth? You don't have to do that to prove a truth. I got to break inside someone's car to prove that they black. I got to go through someone's underwear drawers to prove that they black. I'm saying people that got their whole self. It's something that's true. You ain't got to prove it that hard. It's going to be easily seen, easily recognized. If you're talking about something that could use the senses, now if you're saying this person is selfish, now that's something we're going to have to see. That's something that you have to wait to see, because that's something not you can't see with your senses. But if you say that they ugly and I'm looking at them, you ain't got to tell me. If somebody telling me someone ugly every day after I done seen them 10 times, that's telling the whole story. You got to be smarter than you're not smarter than me. You keep telling me, I'm telling me why I'll just be listening to people. So this person keep telling me that he ugly. Don't you know I done seen him with my own eyes? Don't you know I have an opinion? Are you that slow? I've seen him with my eyes and I have an opinion, but you keep telling me that they ugly, then you must have a beef with them. There's something going on with them that you got going on. That's why you're doing it. Ain't nobody got to tell me nothing. I'm going to pull his dent out the air. Why you keep telling me they ugly and I'm seeing it? All you got to tell me is one time. All I'm going to tell you is they ugly one time. Because then when you see them, you going to understand what I was saying. So I ain't got to never say it again. But if every single day you got to say that they ugly, it's because I really don't think that they ugly, but you trying to convince me that that person is ugly. And you try to hide under it saying that it's a program. You trying to hide behind something for your stupidity. You're just dumb. That's what it is. Oh, are we supposed to go softer on? That ain't got nothing to do with you being dumb. Going softer on nobody, it ain't got nothing to do. You just got to have the correct balance on what you're doing. That's it. You ain't got the balance. A state trooper told me they knew what they were doing with that program. No, you don't. You done got sued 26 times. How you know what you're doing? Hey, getting sued 26 times, you need to shut that down. But don't shut it down, though, because I keep getting lawsuits. I got 2 of them in this blue folder that ain't filed. And I'm finna get a 3rd one on them. They good for a lawsuit because they dumb. Everything they do is illegal. They can't do it without being legal. We got to go in somebody's car to try to prove a point. That's how you know it's a lie. If I got to go in your car to prove anything that I could see with my eyes, I don't have to go in my car to prove you fat. I ain't got to go in your car to prove you ugly. So why I got to go in your car to prove you stink? It's something that could be seen with your senses. If somebody smell, bro, I'm saying like you could smell them. That's what being stink is. But I'm saying you ain't got to go. You got to go dig through somebody's underwear drawers to prove a point that they stink, that you're trying to prove every single day. That person go in the bathroom and you will take the tissue and the soap out. They're not smart enough to understand that everything they doing and sometimes saying in these new modern gas stations in New York, you being recorded. Everything you doing. The prelude to everything. The people who coming in the store, all of that is on the videotape. If you get sued, that's open to discovery because I'm looking for everything. So I know it's some funky stuff going on. That's discrimination. It's against the law. You could do it and you could get sued and don't cry about it because that's the game that they playing. If you talking about going soft on immigrants, you could go hard and you could end up getting decapitated, get your whole program decapitated. That's all that's going to happen. Right now, the Democrats starting to take over what President Trump doing with ICE. The court's gonna take over and watch. You gotta take the mask off. You gotta put name tags on, and you gotta wear body cameras. And then if you get out there, Donnie, and you start acting stupid again, we got more stuff we gonna have for you to do. That's how it is. You see what I'm saying? It ain't no going side. You got to go by what the rules say. I'm sorry you guys aren't litigators. I'm not a lawyer. I'm a paralegal. But I'm sorry you guys aren't litigators and you can't zone in or focus on the law like that. If you don't know the rules, I know what the rules say. You cannot treat anyone different than anyone else. You can't treat them different. The law might say you could refuse them service. But if you've been treating them different, I wouldn't dare do that because that's a reason. That's a cause of action. That's a reason for them to sue you. But what I'm saying is you can't treat nobody different, Donnie. You got to treat people the same, regardless. It don't matter. You could treat different black people different. That don't matter because they black and you black or they're a minority, you a minority. It's black people who racist against other blacks. We done went over that. The discrimination, that'll go across the board. It'll work across the board. If I can't get it with one of them titles or if I can't get it with the ADA, I'm going to get you with some kind of law, some kind of way. You cannot treat people differently than others. You got to treat them all the same. That's discrimination. You can't be a bully. This is what I was talking about earlier. They have bullies that are cowards. The internet then pumped them up. You can't be bullying somebody who will black your eye. Did that happen when y'all was in high school? The nerds got beat up on. They got picked on. There's people who weren't nerds. At one point, I got picked on until I got in high school. All that stuff changed. But in junior high, I got picked on. Elementary school, I got picked on hard. You see what I'm saying? It changed in high school for me. But I'm saying, when we was in school, the dudes who got picked on, like, they didn't pick on the guy. Today, you have a dude, bro, this dude is a nerd. He know I beat the, if you know somebody beat the snot out of you, don't try to talk tough to him. That's crazy. You committing suicide. You finna get your whole, that dude might break your half of your face while you out here trying to be tough. Oh, he gonna get in trouble and go to jail. Yeah, but your jaw sunk. It's dudes who can, if they get the right, especially if you skinny or you got a soft face, he get the right shot on this part of your cheek jaw. Your face gonna be sunken in like somebody who got Down syndrome. I'm saying you taking that chance talking to him like that because how I look at it, if I punch you in your face, shoot, I may bail. That ain't nothing. Nigga punch you in your mouth. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Hey, you get punched in your mouth now. That ain't like somebody putting a bullet in you. That might be different. Somebody like me, I ain't gonna do it unless I have self-defense. But I'm saying punching you in your jaw, though, that's something completely different if you need it. It's a form of justice. Because I'm saying I'm not gonna be messing with nobody at all. If I'm messing with you, it's because you coming trying to start something. You're not the bully. You're not the antagonist. You think you are. I am. You getting sued. You trying to play bully. You're not the bully. You can't be a nerd and a bully. You can't be a nerd. You can't be softer than somebody trying to bully him. Dude talking about me in my car, trade spots with me. No, he can't do it. He not strong enough. Can you imagine? If I go to Alaska and had to live in Alaska, I would survive. Facts. If I went to Alaska and had to live like they live on them shows in Alaska, in the woods, I would survive. Facts. Boy, 90% of y'all ain't soft. You too soft. You getting your nails polished. How you could talk to me and you getting your nails polished, bruh? Oh, you're in your car. You act like, I'm saying, what does that mean that I'm in my car? What does that make you because I'm in my car and you not? Does that make you special? You feel me? What does that make you? So you mad cursing on the internet on the live stream with 30 people in a vertical live feed cursing, talking about you at work on the golf course in Wisconsin. That tell the whole story, man. You ain't happy. Kurt Cobain, Michael Jackson, you could be a billionaire and don't be happy. If you looking for happiness out of people and you become a billionaire, you'll end up killing yourself. or becoming a freak like the rest of them do. Because happiness don't come from people. You feel it should your happiness shouldn't come from people. You know what I'm saying? They got me somebody said it's too cold. No, it's not. Look where I'm at right now. Bro, I was in the car. It was -6 degrees, boy. I know Alaska too cold, but I'm saying, bro, like, I'm talking about if I was out there, like how they, bro, you know, those survivalists, bro, I could be a survivalist. I'm saying you ain't got to beat me in hands, bro, but I'm saying, like, you ain't as tough as me. That's what I'm saying. Some of these dudes, like academics talking about this dude, like this rapper dude, his entourage. This dude probably scared of a dog. I'm saying I'm not gonna be stupid, but I seen them tough dude. I had a dude live next to me. I had a Labrador. You could look at him and tell he was soft as the backside of a. He was soft as the backside of an all cotton pillow. Real talk. He a little Labrador. He come running out the house. You know what I'm saying? I think what his name was. Not Blade Capone. I forgot. Capone was Capone. He come running out the house. The dude beside him went inside and got his gun. For a little soft Labrador. Come from the pound. Gangster. But he's scared of a dog. He's scared of he's scary. How a boy ain't finna go outside and live in no woods. He ain't finna come stay in his car because he's suing the city he come from, trying to prove a point, fighting for justice. You ain't finna do none of that, bro. You ain't got it. Ain't just soft. You like being comfortable too much. I can have nobody not say nothing about me if I just be cool and go along with what everybody do. But I'm not the dude to go along with nothing nobody do. I'm not that dude. I don't need you. And I'm saying that's disappointing to all. Imagine if I had somebody that I really loved. See, my mind ain't work like yours. People who are like me, I understand them. I'm a free spirit, so I understand other free spirits. But if you're not a free spirit, imagine if you had somebody that you really loved and they just gave you the persona or the vibes that they don't need you. It's rejection. And so little rich dude, he get rejected because I don't need him. And now he trying to make me feel rejection. But what you don't know, player, I done felt that so many times in my life that it's like eating candy for me. For him, who got all the people following him when you get rejected, oh my goodness, it's the end of the world. He ain't used to rejection. It's just like Usher. You know, Usher holler at 10 girls, more than likely, or Drake, he gonna get 10 out of 10 that he really go at. And he'll be running across that one girl. Usher, you got that one. I think Drake's is Rihanna. He'll come across that one girl who ain't going. Drake is Nicki Minaj too, that one girl and he gonna chase and follow her for the rest of his life, the one girl that ain't going. It's because that rejection, that person that rejects you make you feel inadequate. I'm that dude that rejected y'all. So y'all, they mad, rejected people, they mad, they check. Rich don't reject no rich man. He'll try to destroy you. His feelings hurt. But see, I take rejection. I've been rejected my whole life. See, Usher holler at 10 girls, he gonna get 10. I holler at the 10 fine girls, not even on Usher level, just 10 fine girls, and I'm gonna get 2 or 3 of them. You did that? I'm telling you beforehand. Before I go out there and holler at one girl, if I holler at 10 of them, I'm gonna get 2 or 3. So that means at least 7 times out of 10, I'm gonna get rejected. I already know. I'm a foo-foo that rejection so far. Hey, girl, baby. As soon as I see that no, I'm gone. As soon as I see that no, I'm gone. It's off me. It's like, what on about? So used to it. See, you tell Usher no, he gonna follow you around. He gonna hire military contractors to follow you to New York. He gonna be going in your car to prove a point. He gonna go through your underwear drawers. When you go to the bathroom, he gonna be telling them to give you water and no soap and no tissue to try to prove his lie. He gonna try to prove his lie. That's what Usher gonna do to you. Usher gonna do to you. You see what I'm saying? If you reject him, he can't handle it. Somebody reject me, they reject me. They rejected Jesus, they reject me all the time. They know I don't care. You just don't mean nothing. If I cared, I would be depressed. Especially like me being in my car, but I'm happier than them. But you know, he trying to hide his misery. And you know, y'all trying to hide y'all depression by saying, oh, it's a program. We just doing this because it's a program. Let me run around acting like you. You gonna know, you gonna say I'm big depressed. If I'm chasing down girls or chasing down people, bro, I don't care about none of that. I don't need nobody to be happy. I don't even need the money. I just need to get there. I need the way to get there. I need to get to Bali. I'm a survivor. That's how I've been broke the majority of my life, and I've been to more states than people in the military. I'm a survivor. I'm a creative too. I know how to I'm gonna get it done. All I need to do is get to Bali. That's it. I'm gonna find and create my own happiness. People can't do that, and people are that makes me being able to do that makes people miserable. They know I could do that. Certain people whose minds are sick, dude, minds sick. Real talk. Ain't nobody asking for no kind of preferential treatment on nothing. We just asking that you obey U.S. law, and if you don't, then you go into federal court with ghosts. If you don't have a handicap ramp and somebody who a ghostwriter if ghosts ever get in the wheelchair and I pull up to your business and you don't have a handicap ramp, you getting sued. That's who Ghost is. I start a business for suing people who can't obey the law because it's too rampant. We all should do that. Yeah, Batman. Yeah, Batman. Call me Batman, boy. Yeah, call me Batman. Yeah. Justice Fighter, The Dark Knight. I started a business. You want to discriminate on people, so you get a couple of little crackheads come through and tell you to discriminate on disabled veteran, and you want to do it? Oh, you begging for it. You begging to get in the folder. It's gonna be lawsuit number 28 for me, y'all. I went 14 months without filing a case. 14 months. 14 months. I got 5 cases, and I closed 2 of them, so they gave me 7 cases since July. 7 cases since July, that's 1 a month. You due for another one. Over something stupid. You ain't even getting nothing. No, I'm going to just sue you for being stupid. Oh, you done said something in here now. I done got triggered. My heart beating too fast. You got to call the ambulance. My heart start beating so fast, we're going to call the ambulance. Hey, with cash. If he got the money, NTZ clause, I don't be hating on them. They be paying me. NTZ clause, why you redact that, man? Shoot. I don't be hating on him. If he gonna pay me, I don't hate on him. Bro, I'm talking about I ain't worked in 3 years. And in these 3 years, this is the first time I lived in this situation. And during this time, I done visited Ohio. I'd never been there before, Donnie, until this trip. I'm in New York, living up here. I'd never been here before until this trip. I went to Pennsylvania, never been there before until this trip. I went to Massachusetts, never been there before until this trip. I went to Connecticut. You get the point? I'm saying, meanwhile, I'm fighting justice. Meanwhile, in between, while I'm fighting justice. Y'all know what time it is. It's been 2 hours and 8 minutes, y'all. We need them donations. I appreciate Brian C. with that donation. But y'all, we need them donations up, baby. Channel memberships, $2.99. I know y'all enjoy hearing that truth. I'm sorry for that worker that's working in the background, man. Let's get them donations up, y'all. Meanwhile, in between, while I'm in the car, you know what I'm saying? I'm hurting so bad, y'all. I'll just be real with them. This how bad I hurt. That's how bad. Look, fam. Look, fam. Fam, look. You feel that? You feel that, fam? That's how bad I'm hurting, though. You feel me? Shoot, like, I'm hurting so bad, bro. That's why he mad. Cause he in Wisconsin at a golf course, bro, and life hard for him. Life ain't that hard for me, though, bro. I'm just waiting on the money. I'm waiting on thousands, tens of thousands, literally waiting. So you laughing at me, waiting while you laughing at me. Look, this is what I wake up doing. If I feel like eating what that's what I'm doing. And then look at me, bro. Like I'm down bad, bro. Be for real though. Like, bro, it's clown stuff, bro. Y'all like on some second grade stuff, bro. You just trying to get a little clout, man. You feel me? For whatever you need that clout, or for whatever your program, or for whatever y'all say, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just need that. You need that little bit, bro. You trying to prove a lie. You wouldn't try to prove the same point every day if it was the truth. The only reason you do that if it was a lie. I'm a black man. You don't have to go hard to prove something that someone else could perceive with their own senses. If you tell somebody that somebody smell, you don't have to tell them that for 90 days. You don't never have to go in their car, none of that. If they smell, they smell. You gonna smell them yourself. You see what I'm saying? You discriminate against somebody, you breaking, you gonna get sued. Point blank, period. Follow the law. I don't care who you are. You could be President Trump. Follow the law. Whoever the crash dummy is, who sent, follow the law. Point blank, period. But meantime, y'all, while I'm struggling, man, if y'all could give me them donations, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be struggling out here in this beautiful. Bro, look how beautiful that is. I know y'all see, man, listen, I gotta walk up there for just a second. Man, I know y'all see them seagulls out there sitting on the ice, baby. They like they walking on water, bro. Sitting on the ice out here in Hudson Valley, bro. I'm talking about your boy Big Ghost, man. I'm struggling though so hard, like so bad, man. Get out of fantasy land. That program fantasy land, man. Come back to reality, baby. Guys, if y'all hadn't liked the video, man, go ahead, double tap that screen, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell, guys. We've been streaming for about 2 hours and 14 minutes, man. I got 45 more minutes for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Guys, we need to get those channel memberships up. The channel memberships are $2.90. NTZ Claus, I would like to welcome you to become a channel member. If you guys are already y'all here every day, y'all participate, that's a good way to support the channel. You know what I'm saying? Hit the button with the $ in it. Your donations are much appreciated. Bro, if y'all hit that button with the $, I'll take y'all to breakfast with me past 3 hours, but if not, we got about 5 more minutes, y'all. Man, so these last 45 minutes, you know, I covered the content. You know what I'm saying? So I just give it to the stream, y'all. I'm sorry for y'all who watching, people who come into the stream. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm on a tangent or something, but you know what I'm saying? Like, these people in the stream, they be in here every day, so they know what it is. They know what time it is. You know what I'm talking about? Ghostwriter, a justice fighter, man, that's what I do. All 10. I got 2 lawsuits ready to file. I ain't lost a lawsuit since 2023. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I'm on lawsuit. I think I filed 26. So actually that's 27 and 28 in that book. You know what I'm saying? Because I filed 26. So that's 27 and 28 in that book. Who got a 2006 BMW, bro? You wish, look, I'm glad you said that, bro. You wish this was a 2006. A 2006, I put 18,000. Look, hold on. I'm finna show you. Look, that's how I do. I got receipts on mine, bro. Hold on. Where my miles at? Hold up. Hold on. I got receipts on it, though. What's that look like, though? Can y'all see them numbers? Can you see them numbers? Look at them numbers. What them numbers say? Hey, what 2006 BMW you know with less than 90,000 miles on it? And I drove it from Mississippi. Look, when I went to Tennessee, I didn't just go to Tennessee and just on a straight line. Well, I went across to Memphis and I went back across. But when we would live stream, I'm talking about I was staying down in what, Knoxville or west of Knoxville. Yeah, Knoxville. I was staying in Knoxville. So, you know, I'm staying right on top of the Smoky Mountains. I was driving up to the Kentucky border to the Appalachian Mountains to live stream. So I'm saying I ran 1,000 miles every 3,000-4,000 miles. It's $200 for this oil change. I was getting an oil change every month. Like, bro, I ran 1,000 miles while I was in Tennessee. So if you go from what's the distance? Hold up. What's the distance from Biloxi, Mississippi to New York City? Bro, I'm north of New York City, and I'm saying I've been to New York City 15 times since I've been here. That's like alone about 200 miles. Hold on a second. No, more than that, about 300-400. Hold up. Biloxi, Mississippi. I'm gonna say to Ithaca, New York. To Ithaca, New York. Ithaca. That's 1,315 miles. And I'm saying I'm in this BMW 24 hours. That's 1,315 miles. Michigan, you want to count the states? I put them 18,000 miles on it. Because when I got it, it's 70,000 miles. But you said it's dirty. It's a 2015 BMW. That's how 2015s look, though. That's how a 2015 look, though. With less than 90,000 miles on it, though. That's how 2015 look with less than 90,000 miles BMW on it, though. Yeah, bro, goes to show you, though. For real talk. Goes to show you, though. Real. I'll show you. I mean, you look, people just got, I do it on the live stream. This is who I am. I'm just the realest thing you ever seen before. Realest thing since ice cream. Look, you can't stunt on me, man. You can't hate on me. I'm going to just tell the truth. You're going to try to say it from your perspective with your propaganda. That's what they doing, y'all. They trying to say it from their perspective with their propaganda. I'm just saying just what it is. No slants on nothing. No lies, no games. Just face facts, straight real. I was talking to somebody yesterday. I told them I'm not going to stay single for the rest of my life. So if I'm coming across like I'm just some super spiritual, like Egyptian eunuch, you feel me? Egyptian eunuch, then I'm just letting you know that that's not how I'm coming across. I'm not being honest. I don't plan on staying single for the rest of my life. So if I come across to y'all like I'm some super spiritual person because I'm celibate right now, that's not what that is. I just be real. I'm authentic, bro. I'm all the way real. That's in my heart. God knows what's in my heart. My heart open like a book before God. I ain't hide nothing. When I stand before him, it ain't gonna be no games. It ain't really gonna be little talk. Because I'm an open book. It's in my heart. And I tell the public it's in my heart. I acknowledge that. That's what made me realer of a Christian than you, whether or not I'm perfect or not. You think you perfect. But I'm saying you lie to yourself. You lie. People be walking around living in a lie. I don't do that. Some dude who clowning on me, bro, like I'm telling y'all, listen, where my content at? I do where I'm telling you where look hold up, where this it's a video that I recorded. I'm gonna show you at a place I was staying in Biloxi that I left for my free will. Ain't nobody put me out. You know what I'm saying? And Houston, look, when I was in Houston, bro, I was staying in hotels for 3 months. I didn't sleep in my car at all. I was staying in hotels in Houston. So when I came out here, I had racks. I came out here. Hello? Hey, what's up, President T? It's Big Ghost Rider, baby. Yeah. Hey, President T, all my haters, man, they said I was having a moment, man. You know what I'm saying? Just having a little moment. I don't know, President T, I guess because they were trying to stop me from getting money. You know what I'm saying? And I got the most money I ever had in my life, bro. I'm talking about Rankies. Hold on a second. So President T told me to tell my haters if I was just having a moment. He said, what about that 14 race I got back in November? Hello? Oh, yeah, President T, I'm back. Oh, okay, hold on. President T said if I was having a moment, then he said, what about the $25,000 that I got coming for the rest of this year? And I ain't even got to get out of bed. I ain't even got to work. You see what I'm saying? That's on top of the 30-something thousand. President T, yeah, he said that's a real long moment that boy having, boy, real long. I'm saying I got receipts. That's 5 racks I'm playing with. That ain't even a quarter. Look, I got double that at least sitting in the bank, and I just gave my mama like 3,000. And that's 5 racks in my hand. And it's 3 o'clock in the morning. And you see how loud I'm talking, and I'm on the back porch of my place that I was staying at 3 in the morning. No, that's my place. You might as well be. I'm comfortable going to the beach every day, bro, over 10 racks. That's facts. This last year. I chose to be out here. I'm saying how you could hate on me and I chose to live a harder life than you for the law. And you hating on me. I don't care who you are. I got a homeboy, he a barber, he cut hair. He know a lot of famous people. And he probably make a lot of money. His daddy, he got bread, so yeah, he probably make a lot of money. But you know what, though? He on his feet every day, 5 days a week cutting that hair, though. I ain't doing none of that. I ain't hating on him, but I'm just saying, like, you got to understand, like, I'm just being real with you. Like, I wake up every day going to the beach. I'm trying to get a jet ski because I'm finna get on that water. That's what I'm doing in Biloxi. I ain't studying nobody hating or none of that. And I'm talking about over 10 racks in the bank. I just showed you the video. That 5 racks I had, I paid my old vehicle off. I paid it off, traded it in for this BMW. I'm saying it's gonna be a moment coming this year where that 5, I'm gonna have like 20, 40 racks, and I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna show you that's how I get my money. It take time for me to get bread. I'm a litigator. I started filing cases in July. I closed one of them because I got underpaid on it. I needed the money. And the other case, I closed it because I had mercy on somebody, like that was a family member. But I'm saying the other 3 cases and these 2 cases I'm finna file, that's to the blood in, blood out, to the death. I'm telling you, I'm gonna come back with a stack of bread on the side of my face. You just gotta be patient. Those who wait upon the Lord. See, I'm a Christian. I believe in the Bible. What the Bible say about those who being patient? They doing the right thing, but they being patient. See, you want to talk about stupid stuff. You out here trying to prove a lie. I'm out here talking about the Lord. 50, 60-year-old man, 60, 70-year-old man out here trying to prove a lie. That's what he doing with his time. Wishing he was in New York. He ain't lying. Wishing he was still single so he could marry who he want to. He ain't lying. He made some mistakes. Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Oh, what? Ghost ain't sad? This dude said, I'm in the car, but he ain't in the car. But he said as I don't know what, cursing at the golf course in Wisconsin. Cursing shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. Listen to that. Some people say ghost on the run, ghost running. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Oh, y'all, you want to know what book, chapter, and verse it is? I'm sorry, I didn't tell you that. Yeah, I just started reading. You talking about waiting, Isaiah 40:31. But I'm going to come back on here with a stack that big on the side of my face next time. You see, like, I look like some kind of dude. Like, I got on tight pants. He got on the Air Maxes. I look like one of these dudes out here, like, on all these girls and doing all this stupid stuff. I look like one of them, huh? But that's not what I am for real, though. See, it's about reality and perception. It is important for a Christian to maintain the perception of a Christian. That is important that they do that, and you should do that. I fail at that. I don't maintain the perception of a Christian. Because I don't maintain the perception of a Christian doesn't mean that I am not a Christian. And that's how I beat them. So I'll be slicking people. I've been doing that my whole life. Ask my mama. If she say, Darnell, you get head to head with Darnell, he probably going to come out on top. He been doing that his whole life. He going to find a way to wiggle and to slide and to glide, and he going to come out on top. You feel me? I'm in my car, bro. I started a business at 42, a new direction. This my choice too. I got approved for an RV, brand spanking new one. It's a decision. I chose not to do it. Brand spanking new RV. I probably got I could show you the email probably in my email. Before I ever left Mississippi, I was trying to buy a jet ski, but I got the RV. You know what I'm saying? I got more credit cards than I need. I got more credit cards than I want. You don't try to make a perception like I'm just down bad or something. That's not what time it is. That's not what it is. That's what I'm saying. Living in reality. Like, am I in the position that I'm in? He might listen. See, he might think, or it might be presented, or to a regular person, he might be in a better position than I'm in his life. But I'm saying he in my live stream and talking about being at work and not being happy. So how is he in a better position than me in life, bro? It's all perception. Like sometimes that perception ain't right. This ain't politics. This is reality. Politics is different than reality. You don't know that? I ain't trying to mean to say that and sound slick. I'm just being real. This is reality. And reality is different than the internet. Or real life. I just be real life in the internet and in reality. I just be real. I'm the same person regardless of what setting you see me in. You getting the same realness. Regardless of what setting. That's on everything. I put that on everything. Y'all, that's 2.5 hours. I got 30 more minutes for y'all, man. McDonald's calling my... She's calling me daddy. Daddy, can you be my daddy? Daddy, I need a daddy. Daddy. Hey, look. I need a beautiful... I say young, a little younger than middle age, probably about 30, 27 to 30. Hispanic female, kind of a little bit on the chunkier side. Not heavy, you know what I'm saying? Just a little chunkier and a little shorter. You know what I'm saying? With a cute face. I don't want her to be beautiful. Just she got to have a little ugly to her, a little fat to her, a little imperfections to her. If I learn if you get those girls that just think they perfect and that you think they perfect, then I'm going to be in a losing situation the whole time. I need her to have a little imperfections to her, a little chunky. You got to love that chunkiness on them girls. You got to love them curves, boy. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I need her to sing that song for me. You feel me, Orange? I'm calling you daddy. Daddy, can you be my daddy? Daddy, I need a daddy. Hey guys, I'm just tripping with y'all, but that is twisted though, man. You know what I'm saying? That's that old school ghostwriter, man. Listen to that old music. Green Gordon Politics. What's up, my boy? I wish they didn't give me as much credit, more than I earn a year. Banks are thieves. Maybe they are, but their credit is necessary, especially for someone like ghostwriter. I'll tell you, I don't know if I got that check in here. You know what I'm saying? But I got a check. Like, you got to understand how I get paid, though. How I get money, how I've been getting money since I quit working. Y'all haven't worked in 3 years. Listen to me. 3. Can you survive if you ain't worked in 3 years? And the car thing just started. 6 months. It's been 7 months, but I'm talking about 5 or 6 months in the car. Because I still get hotel rooms, still going to. And I'm finna be out the car. But I don't have the paper check or a copy of the paper check, but I'm talking about that's how I get paid. I've been getting paid like that. Ask anybody who know me. In them cases, those 6 cases I run in a row, that's how I got paid. The ones I won before them 6 in a row, I got paid off of. Just the last 2 cases, they just didn't pay that much. That's the problem. 14 months without filing a case, and when I did file cases, I had junk cases in the beginning. So we got the junk cases out the way, and we to the business. We to the business now. You know what I'm saying? Just got to be patient. What the scripture say, those that wait on the Lord. The Bible says, whatever state you in, be content. These are scriptures that my mama used to teach me away from the church. Whatever state you in, be content. So I done sowed the seeds and I'm putting in the work to make a better life for myself, or the life that I wanted to live. I had choices to make that I passed on. I could have stayed in Texas. Even before I could have, it's means and ways I could have stayed in Texas. That's not the choice I made. I could have stayed in Biloxi. That's not the choice I made. This the choice I made, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not all bad, man. It's a little fun. I'm kind of comfortable at all times. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. It's just that I'm not as comfortable or not living like I want to live. But of course I'm not. But I'm saying I don't see how I could afford to do what I'm doing right now if I was living like dude in Wisconsin who working at the whatchamacallit, who working at the golf course, he said. You see what I'm saying? My boy in Wisconsin working at the golf course, y'all, he said. No, I'm being real. Y'all seen him. You seen him, dog, bro. Come on, you seen him down below in the chat. That boy was sad. He said he in Wisconsin working at a golf course. And that boy, he up in here cursing and stuff, talking about, but you're in your car. Oh, really? Why you cursing, man? What you mad about? What's wrong with you, my brother? You want me to pray for you? It seems like it should be the other way around, though. Somebody say me asking for help. I ain't asking the politician to save me. What politician I'm asking to save me? I'm saying if I was, don't you think I would have called AOC's office by now? Where my baby girl at? If I was one to save me, if you gave me a reason, if I needed something in the Bronx, if in 15 seconds, I'd have been giving her the opportunity. That's what she do, serve the constituents. So if I needed something in the Bronx, I'd have been called her. I ain't asking no politician to come save me. Those who wait upon the Lord, boy, you don't understand. And then on top of that, I done sowed the seeds to be in the position that I'm trying to be in, to live the life that I want to live. Out there in Big Cali, I'm going back to Cali. I'm going back to, bro, people be hating on me nonstop. I don't know what it is. They just hate on me, man. They just, if you know, you know. Like President Trump talking about people hating on him, at least he got $1 billion in his pocket. Why they hating? You imagine being broke while they hating on you? That's why people get punched in the face. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, President Trump, you got $1 billion or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 in your pocket while they hating on you. If I had that, I would be ignoring them. If I had President Trump's money, I wouldn't even been president, been trying to run for president. You wouldn't even know my name. You wouldn't even see my face again on the face of this planet if I had the money, President Trump. You couldn't find me. I've been bought one of them islands that Japan then built out there competing with China that they done vacated. And I'd be out somewhere you couldn't find me. That boy out the coast of Japan somewhere ducked off. You gotta ride jet skis and jet boats to get to where I live. You talking about President Trump money? Boy, bro, me and baby girl, bro, we'll be flying that helicopter to Australia to go eat lunch. Oh yeah, we'll pop out sometimes, you know what I'm saying, where the people at. You know, I ain't trying to keep her like she in the dungeon. You know what I'm saying? According to what kind of girl she is, but I'm saying like, bro, my time that most I'm gonna be spending doing the kind of work I'm talking about somewhere in Bali, somewhere you can't find me, boy. If I had President Trump money, I guess that's why God hadn't let me got the money yet, because I had to do some work first. But I'm just being real with you. Green Gordon said President Trump had to be president to keep out of jail, and that's exactly percent accurate. You know what I'm saying? Tell me, I'm saying, like, I don't see how that could be a wrong assessment on that. Because if he would have not been elected, he got convicted. So the next thing after conviction is they're going to be reading your sentence. Real talk. Tell me why I'm wrong. He got convicted of 34 felonies. So the next thing is his sentencing. But because he was president, you know, the Supreme Court went there, the Republicans, they went in there and protected him. He couldn't go to jail if he was president. You know, Richard Nixon, they made him leave. But this time, I guess they let him stay. Epstein files and everything. It's unreal. That's how desperate the Republican Party y'all seem like y'all get. Surrounded by mud, that's what's up. Some of us get it out the mud. That's how we get it. We mud babies. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You gotta think about it. Like all my cases, they personal cases too. So all my cases, it's because somebody done something wrong to me. People do stuff wrong to me all the time. Like I'm telling you about stuff. People violate my privacy. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard of the violation of privacy? They have complete disregard for the law. So what I'm saying is like, that's why I sue them. And then they get caught. They act like I'm running a scam or I'm doing something wrong because they don't know how to obey the rules. Legal wars, baby. Hey, it ain't nothing to me, bro. You see, I'm cooling, bro. That's all I ever be doing is be cooling. Bro, doing the cases is so easy, bro. I be on my stuff. The lawyers, like, I don't do nothing extra that I have to. But them other lawyers, though, they're the ones who, like, be ducking and hiding, bro. They've been ducking the smoke from me for a long time on them documents. I don't care how anybody else see it. That's the way it is, though. I be winning my cases. I don't care what they say. Leroy! Making you more what, Leroy? Leroy, I'm making you more what, man? Don't be no bot, man. Don't be no AI, man. It's about time for us to get up out of here, ain't it, y'all? NTZ says all those charges on Trump will return just like the South. What you mean they're gonna return after he leave office? It's possible that they could, man. You know what I'm saying? You be a lawyer, you make more money. Leroy, bro, you gotta fix that for me. Get that English right. Hey, I wanna have fun. What's your name? Gigi Texas? That's what your mom, that ain't what your mama said though. My mama told me not to talk about people, mama, so I ain't gonna talk about your mama, Gigi, but that's what I'm saying. I could get on your head. I'm a king janker, bro. Like, y'all think you talking about me or telling the truth about me, I could hurt your feelings. It's funny how people think the truth works. They think the truth is one-sided. You know it's two sides to the truth, right? People want to tell a one-sided truth. You just want to tell your side, your version of the truth and have no kickback or holler back and try to litigate that same lie every single day. You're a sad case for humanity, man. I'm just being real with them. You could let them deceive you, or you could be like me. You could have them chasing you. They might chase 10 other people, but they ain't chasing them like they chasing me. Ain't nobody else they chasing that sued him 27 times. Ain't nobody else they chasing probably sued him once. Ain't nobody, they ain't never met nothing like this before. I'm going to rewrite their order. I'm going to change the way they do things, the way they run their program. You don't understand what you're dealing with. When you know that I'm in this car by choice, I just showed you the video. You saw where I was? I'm sitting here talking with $5,000 on my ear like I'm Lil Durk or something. I got that off legal documents, bro. I ain't worked. That was in less than a year ago when I got this car. 8 months ago, 7 months ago. I ain't worked in 3 years. And that $20,000 ain't the most money that I had since I ain't worked. Well, I was getting money, $4,000 from that wasn't no $4,000. That was really like $10,000, $11,000 from them. Broke up. Getting $7,000 from them, getting $6,000 from them. Boy, I was been getting money before 2024 or 2025 ever hit. And I ain't working. I asked you, when the last time you got 5 racks? Because I got it 5 times at least in the last year and a half. 5 racks minimum. In the last 18 months, I did at least 5 separate times. Over at least 5 separate times. Over 5 racks in the last 18 months. I didn't file a case for 14 months. So it's quiet. I'm saying I'm still out here living. I'm still out here surviving. My credit score is still probably better than dude out there in Wisconsin on the golf course. Cause I know the way he acting, cursing and stuff like that, he got a whole lot of bills. He got a job on the golf course. He probably making decent money, but he gotta have a lot of bills to be cursing like that. you know, y'all, if y'all had a lot of bills, you're gonna be cursing like that. Nah, Emma, we don't play like that, little baby. Nah, we can't play like that, little Emma, baby. We don't do them kind of plays. Who's the 2 legends we lost? What 2 legends? What 2 legends we lost? Man, I'm saying, man, we got some donations, something, man. Something going on in here, man. Y'all ain't got nothing going on. 14 minutes and I'm watching the clock. 3 hours, I'm out of here, man. Brian C., I appreciate you, baby. You feel me? Reverend Jesse Jackson. What happened to the Reverend Jesse Jackson? What happened to Reverend Jesse Jackson? Oh, y'all, so the Reverend Jesse Jackson passed away. That's breaking news, man. Rest in peace to Jesse Jackson. Somebody telling me the breaking news, man. Rest in peace to Jesse Jackson. What happened? Y'all want to hear? Let's see what happened to Jesse Jackson, man. I mean, most of Jesse Jackson was a pioneer in progressivism. The stuff that Bernie Sanders talking about today, Jesse Jackson, he was ran on that for president in '84. Guys, of course, y'all know I'm a CNN person, so here we go. CNN, breaking news, Jesse Jackson, he done passed away.
The largest civil rights icon, the Reverend Jesse Jackson, whose towering presence and vision reshaped the Democratic Party and the country, has died at the age of 84. His family put this statement on Instagram. Our father was a servant leader, not only to our family, but to the oppressed, the voiceless, and the overlooked around the world. We ask you to honor his memory by continuing the fight for the values he lived by. CNN's Abby Phillip has a look at Jesse Jackson's life and legacy.
Jesse Jackson's life was defined by a relentless fight for justice and equality.
I was born in Greenville, South Carolina.
and rampant radical racial segregation. I had to be taught to go to the back of the bus and be arrested.
Those early experiences drove Jackson to join the civil rights movement.
The fact is, against the odds, we knew there were great odds, we were winning.
In 1965, he began working for Reverend Martin Luther King Jr.
I learned so much from him, such a great source of inspiration.
King named Jackson to lead Operation Breadbasket in Chicago, an economic justice campaign for Black people. However, some say King was frustrated by Jackson's brashness and ambition.
I'm sure he thought I needed more time. I was 24 years old.
Both men were in Memphis in April 1968 to support striking sanitation workers. King and other civil rights leaders were staying at the Lorraine Motel.
He said, Jesse, you know, you don't even have on a shirt and tie. You don't even have on a tie. We're going to dinner. I said, Doc, it does not require a tie. Just an appetite. And we laughed. I said, Doc, the bullet hit. Everything changed at that moment.
Jesse Jackson was standing next to Dr. King when he got shot. That's amazing. If y'all let Abby Phillip keep telling that story, she gonna tell you how Jesse Jackson ran for president in '84. Y'all want to hear the rest of it? We can hear the rest of it.
I struggle.
I'm gonna listen to it anyway.
His movement was adrift. Years later, Jackson formed Operation Push, pressuring businesses to open up to Black workers and customers and adding more focus on Black responsibility, championed in the 1972 concert Wattstacks.
In Watts, we have shifted from burn, baby, burn to learn, baby, learn.
And he expanded his own global reach too, helping to free U.S. Lieutenant Robert Goodman, who was held by Syria after being shot down, and later other Americans held in Cuba and Serbia.
I learned how to negotiate as an African American growing up among white people. I have to negotiate every day.
The Reverend set his sights on the White House in 1984.
Milking cows an hour, they're coming back to the inner cities. So I learned a lot during that period.
First thought of as a marginal candidate, Jackson finished third in the primary race with 18% of the vote. That campaign almost went off the rails when Jackson used an ethnic slur to refer to New York Jews.
Just mistakes and they hurt.
He ran again in 1988, this time doubling his vote count and finishing in second in the Democratic race. At the time, it was the farthest any Black candidate had gone in a presidential contest.
But 20 years later, when President Barack ran, we were laying the groundwork for that season.
In 2017, Jackson had a new battle to fight, Parkinson's disease. But that
Rest in peace to Jesse Jackson, man. He was a legend, man, in the game, man. I'm saying, regardless if you Republican, Independent, Democrat, how you feel about what you knowledge about, I'm saying the man went overseas freeing Black people. He was standing next to Dr. Martin Luther King when Dr. Martin Luther King got shot. What can you say? I mean, I'm glad we was live whenever, you know what I'm saying, we did that, because, you know, I probably won't do an entire live stream about it. But that is very profound, though, because Jesse Jackson is a civil rights giant. Definitely. 10,000%. About fighting for the rights of the people. You know, that's what I'm into. All the politics, that don't matter. See what I'm saying? You have somebody on the right who fight for civil rights. I don't care nothing about the politics. I care about the politics, but the best politics in it is that you care about he said, fighting for the rights of oppressed people. What does the Bible say about oppression? Since we getting close to time to the end. Thank you for whoever kept on saying Jesse Jackson. That made me think something going on with that. What does the Bible say about oppressed people? Oppression in the Bible. In the Bible, oppression is the unjust use of power, social, economic, or political, at the expense of others. It is consistently condemned as a grave sin and an affront to God, who is portrayed as the ultimate defender of the vulnerable. Oppression. That's what we're talking about. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's different ways people try to oppress others. You know what I'm saying? But you can't, you got to call a spade a spade. The cults and the different organizations and religions that's into oppressing others and into getting glory and satisfaction out the suffering of others and into trying to prove the lie and propaganda on others, I'm saying that's on you, man. That's the way you choose to live your life. But I'm saying the way I choose to live my life, I believe in the blood of Jesus. And in my opinion, the blood of Jesus ain't got nothing to do with none of that. But those people try to make it seem like they do. I seen somebody say something about Charlie Kirk. I don't see how you could love Jesus and you could hate somebody because of their race at the same time. That's the only thing I got on Charlie Kirk. Everything else, his opposing him in his positions is one thing, but I'm saying he got hatred in his heart for a race of people, but he represents God and love. It just don't add up. It don't make sense. I'm saying if you're going to represent Jesus, you got to represent Jesus how Jesus is represented, not your version of it. I believe Christ is king. I believe Jesus suffered, bled, and died on the cross for our sins. I believe it's for by grace are we saved. We are saved from hell by the grace of God through our faith. It's about believing, not of yourselves and not of good works. It ain't got nothing to do with your work. It's got everything to do with Jesus' work on the cross when he died for us and he shed his blood. I'm no different than no one else. I'm not better than you. I just believe what I believe. Jesse Jackson fought against the oppression of people. Rest in peace to Jesse Jackson. What do you believe in? Do you believe in the oppression of others? The harassment of others? It all goes together, man. Civil rights, employment rights, it's all human rights. It relates to humans. It's rights that relates to humans. It's all human rights. It's a section, it's a fragment of human rights. So what do you care about? Do you care about protecting other humans? Showing respect to all humans, even the ones that are not like you or the ones that you don't like? I'm saying it's about what you believe. We can hide behind anything. We can hide behind a program. We can hide behind it's okay to lie to trick the devil. You can hide behind anything, but your wrong ain't no different than Maduro's wrong. Or Al Capone's wrong, or all the wrong is wrong is wrong is wrong is wrong, bro. We can't. The Bible say in the last days they gonna call good evil and evil good. Tell me why I'm wrong here. Wrong is wrong, evil's evil. When I do wrong, bro, I just own up to it. I'm not gonna try to make no excuse for it. It's just I did what was wrong. Bro, it's nothing special about me. It's just people they're not looking at stuff the way that they used to look at it when I was younger. And I know my mama and them probably saying like they ain't looking at it the way they used to look at it when she was younger. Because I heard that when I was younger. I understand what they meant when they said that now. Things just change and it get for the worse. Through I guess every generation, when you get about my age, you're gonna be saying that. Everybody say that. You feel me? It's just my turn to hear that. It's my turn to come to this understanding. This understanding that my mama and daddy came to 25 years ago. Just my turn to see it. I'm at the age of wisdom and knowledge and understanding. And I'm sharing it with y'all on a live stream. I'm out tomorrow though, y'all. Real talk. I keep saying I'm gonna do some legal work, but it's just not too much to do. I don't try to force stuff no more. When I was a young paralegal, I forced it. I don't force it now. I let it come to me. That's what I was being trained, but I never obeyed that. But now I obey that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see how this strategy go, because regardless, if you get rid of one of my cases, you get two of them. You can't beat me. You're not gonna beat God. You ain't gonna. If you did wrong, you gonna pay for it, man. I love y'all, but I'm out tomorrow, so I'm gonna see y'all on Thursday at 6:45 a.m. Eastern. Man, I gotta. Besides, bro, I'll be focused so much on that race in Texas. You know what I'm saying? For that Senate seat. Y'all, today is the first day you could vote. It's 8:36 a.m. in Texas. I know some of y'all hear me in Texas. Y'all go down there and vote for Jasmine Crockett, excuse me. If y'all in Harris County, there's a bunch. Harris County have like 30, 40 places open. I need to tell I forgot about my cousins. I got cousins in Houston too, and Humble, man. Y'all, I told my daddy and them, y'all all go vote for Jasmine, baby. We need this W. You know what I'm saying? You cannot poo-poo on black people in the name of Jesse Jackson. On the day of Jesse Jackson, y'all call me what y'all want. They're going to start calling like I'm Martin Luther King. That's how they would treat me in them redneck places in Tennessee, bro, when I showed up. They was like, what you out here for? Like... I felt like I was back in the NAACP days. You feel what I'm saying? Like a justice fighter that showed up. Because, you know, all the redneck and the racist places where I was dropping the lawsuits until I came up here. But I was hitting every redneck spot in Tennessee, bro. I was trying to draw lawsuits on them for real. I'm a justice fighter. I believe in defending that law. If I know you racist and you ain't doing nothing against the law around me, you ain't got nothing to worry about, just like around the cops. When the cops come, what you gonna do? You gonna strike, because you know that they gonna get you if you don't. I'm gonna write you a ticket. My ticket different than theirs. If they showed up, listen what I'm saying, this profound. I'm finna sue this girl for slander. Okay? I'm gonna sue the girl for about 12 racks. If the police showed up and they gave her a ticket for lying to them, how much y'all think her ticket gonna be? Max. I'm talking about probation, fees, everything throughout the door. All she gonna probably get is a little probation. At the worst, if she even get that. But I'm saying ticket fees and everything, I ain't even gotta look it up. I know she ain't paying more than about $3,000-4,000. Max. But I'm saying she finna get sued for 12 racks and she got a hire attorney. Up here, them attorneys ain't cheap. And if she wanna secure that, make sure that she don't lose, because she gonna lose anyway. But if she get an attorney that's just not up to par, I'm saying that's up to par. I'm saying she gonna pay about probably a good 10 to 15 minimum. 15 for the attorney. You getting sued for 12,000. That's 30 racks. Bro, you got 30 racks sitting around. I don't know what she gonna do. Cause I'm gonna put a lien on your house and your car. I'm not playing with you. 30,000. See what I'm saying? So what I'm doing right here is heavier than the and I'm just a paralegal. If I was a lawyer, I'd probably be suing her for 50,000. I'm saying it's a fine for not obeying that law. You gotta obey the law around me. I don't care nothing about your feelings, none of that. I'll beat you up and sue you. Or if I don't even gotta have no contact with you and I'll sue you. If I have a panic attack, I'ma find you. I'm Batman. Call me Batman. I don't know why they call me Ghost. Y'all, I'm late on the merch, but the merch is coming. But I'm gonna have to use that Batman too. I don't want Batman to be him to be suing me. I'm gonna call myself the Dark Knight too. You know, I gotta have two pseudonyms. One of them gonna be the Ghost. You know what I'm saying? Donnie said he gonna buy some of that merch. Legal Wars Live, the Ghost, Tax the Rich tour. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying I'm gonna have to have one of them gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? One of my pseudonyms gonna have to be Batman. I'm the Dark Knight. I'm gonna defend that law. I'm going to chase you down, I'm going to hunt you down, and I'm going to find a way to drop some of these papers on you. I'm saying to hire a lawyer, you need 15 reps. You might as well just pay the 12,000. You hire a lawyer, pay 15,000 to lose a lawsuit and pay 12,000. That's 27,000. If you were smart, you just call just whenever you get sued, you say, "Hey man, I got a check for you for $10,000. Either that or you're gonna have to fight for the 12." What you think I'm gonna say? What you think most people gonna say? $2,000 with no fight? Oh yeah, I'll give it to me. But if you want to fight, then I'll make you pay $100,000. If I wanted to, I could call hearing after hearing. We paying for them hearings. Hearing after hearing. I'll depose. Look, I'll send discovery questions. I'll depose 1 trillion people. I ain't gonna depose them. I ain't got the money. But look, I send deposition questions to 1 trillion people. Real talk, bro. I worked at attorney, bro. I know how to litigate a case. That's why I call myself a litigator. I know how to litigate a case, bro. I worked the snot out of that attorney, man. Real talk. I worked the snot out of the attorney, bro. I'll let y'all stay with me for a second. I do this sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna ride down to McDonald's and get some breakfast. I've been streaming for about 3 hours. So if y'all still with I'm trying to see, man, if y'all want to ride with me, I'll ride with y'all for a minute. But if not, then, man, we can end the stream. Just however they gonna do it, y'all. I'll be right back. Back at it, you feel me? Right back at it. So I'm going to Mickey D's, bro. I gotta get me something to eat, man. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get some breakfast. You said how many racks she wastes running for Senate? You mean how many millions? So look, I'm saying if you willing to make a projection or a prediction, and you say that she's not gonna win, if you're willing to make that projection or that prediction, I'm saying in the Democratic primary, you know what I'm saying? If you make that projection and prediction right now before March the 3rd, you're taking a huge risk. I mean, James Tellerico, he a good candidate. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, she leading in the polls with the Democratic Party. I'm saying the campaign she running, it's just going to be hard for me to believe that he going to beat her. Now, if you talking about in the general election against Ken Paxton, well, I'm saying the Democrat hadn't won in 30 years in Texas, but the grounds is right for it to happen. If what happened in 2025 play out again, I'm telling you, I see Miami, the demographics in the city of Miami, although you probably have, man, I don't know how many people in Miami Metro. You see what I'm saying? But you probably have, let's just say 1 million people Metro in Miami. That's the different demographics, of this entire city. So the entire city in Miami Metro, you got 1 million people. Texas might be 30 million people, but the demographics is very similar. The only difference is Texas has a lot more black people than in Miami. But I'm saying in Miami, they have a lot of Hispanics, just like in the state of Texas. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And we saw what happened in Miami where you saw a female. Who knows if they had any other candidate, if the other candidate would have won or what would have happened. But what I'm saying, you saw a female win in the city of Miami. First time happened in 30 years. When's the last time that Democrat won in Miami? 30 years. Who was it by? In Texas in 30 years. Who was it by? It was by a female. Last time a Democrat won in the state of Texas in 30 years. And it was a female who won. So I'm saying the climate is there for Jasmine to win. Period. I don't care how we look at it, that's just facts. The political climate is there for her to win. I think Tellerico, it's just so funny and it's so ironic what Tellerico said about Colin Allred. Y'all need to fix these roads too, I wanted to tell you. What Tellerico said about Colin Allred, about him being an uneventful black man or black candidate or whatever like that, that's pretty much what Tellerico is. He's very uneventful candidate. You see what I'm saying? He's basically, he's like a white mini version of Barack Obama. But Barack Obama wouldn't be exciting if he was a little white dude. And he doesn't have the cadence and the oratory command of his words that Barack Obama has, but he's saying a lot of words. It's like he watched a bunch of Obama tape. Obama probably was his hero, Tellerico's hero, coming up as a little kid. Like, I ain't trying to be funny, I'm being for real. Because it's a lot of them Democratic politicians, white boys and black dudes, Obama was. So he sound a lot like Obama when he talking. But I'm saying he don't have the tang or the swag or the umph or any of that Obama had. He's a very boring candidate, in my opinion, who's saying a lot of the same stuff that really any generic Democrat's saying. Jasmine don't say that generic stuff. That's one thing you can say about Jasmine Crockett that no one cannot deny, that she's authentic. And she's not saying a whole bunch of generic stuff. That stuff Jasmine's saying is real, bro. She coming off the cuff with it. She's authentic. She's real. It's just a big, huge difference. Y'all, I done pulled up at Mickey D's NTG Claw. Man, I gotta catch out, y'all, man. I done pulled up to Mickey D's, man. But I love y'all. I appreciate every last one of y'all, man. I kicked it with y'all, man, for a pretty good bit of time, over 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all, we live again, man. Tomorrow morning. Well, not tomorrow. I'm sorry. You know, I usually run errands tomorrow, but we're gonna be live for sure on Thursday at 6:45 a.m. Eastern, man. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all then.